Okay, looks like we're live. Grand Wizard of the Esoteric Order of Dagon, coming at you, Frank Monday. Live again, like Finn again. I hope you are doing well out in Happy Land, Wayfarer. Hit the like button for the Algabots. Keep them barking. Make sure to subscribe as well. All that happy horse shit right off the bat. Right off the jump. Just get into it. Check me out at buymeacoffee.com/Frank Monday. We're going to do something a little new today. New for me, but not new at all, really, in general. We're going to be reading a book, do a little reading, see how far we can get into it in about an hour. All right, we've got I and Thou by Martin Buber. Nice little picture of him. Is all Martin Buber. Martin Buber from 1878 to 1965. He wrote a book, I guess, while he was alive. Let's see, that's 22 and 65. 87 years, not bad, right? Born in Vienna, studied philosophy and art at the University di Vienna, Zurich, and Berlin. Wow, Hitler would be a little bit jealous, huh? I guess he was right around Hitler's time as well. In his 20s, he was an active Zionist, worked closely with Theodor Herzl and Chaim Weizmann. However, Buber is best known for his revival of Hasidism, a mystical movement that swept Eastern European Jewry in the 18th and 19th centuries. Out of this interest evolved his dialogue, or I-Thou philosophy. Professor Buber taught philosophy from 1938 to 1951 at Hebrew University in Jerusalem. Somebody's knocked on the door. Wait and see if they'll knock again. Martin Buber's I and Thou has long been acclaimed as a classic. Many prominent writers have acknowledged its influence on their work. Students of intellectual history consider it a landmark. And the generation born since World War II considers Buber as one of its prophets. Kind of a big deal. The need for a new English translation has been felt for many years. The old version was marred by inaccuracies and misunderstandings. Its recurrent use of the archaic thou was seriously misleading. Now, Professor Walter Kaufmann, a distinguished writer who in 1947 received his PhD from Harvard and joined the Princeton faculty, has added a wealth of information, footnotes to clarify obscurities and bring the reader closer to the original. He's written a long prologue that opens up new perspectives. Let's see how old this is. Make sure we're not. See if we're in the public domain with this one. A new translation with prologue. And he turned it from I and Thou to I and You. New translation by Walter Kaufmann. Original copyright, the translation is 1970. Does not give the book's original copyright unless I missed that. Yeah, it doesn't say. Kaufmann was born in 1921, right around the time of my father. Returned to Europe with U.S. military intelligence during World War II. Sounds a lot like my father. In 1947, blah, 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 Vienna. Doesn't say when he wrote the book originally. Let me see. Trade cloth version. No mention. (1970) to now, that's 30 plus 25, 55 years. Table of contents. It's in 3 parts. First, second, and third part with an afterword. There are acknowledgments at the front. Okay, so the sun. The present volume owes its existence to Raphael Buber. In June of 1969, he phoned me from Boston, explained that he was Martin Buber's son, and asked whether he could come to see me at Princeton. We had never met, and he offered no explanation. He told me of his desire for a New English translation of Ich und Du, and asked my counsel. Ronald Gregor Smith, who had done the original translation of I and Thou, by far his best translator, but myself had attacked the use of thou instead of you. So yeah, so on and so forth. It's only a couple of pages. You can read through it if you want. There's a key and then a prologue. See how long all of this is. Oh, there's an interesting stamp on the 12th page. There's some notes in here. First couple of pages got notes anyway. And now is this part 1 already? No, the prologue is quite extensive. Very, very, very verbose in the prologue. Part A, a plan Martin Buber abandoned. Interesting. Dialogical principle. And then it gets started. Oh, and there's some of his original writing in German. The Power in the Kingdom. So it originally was in 4 parts. I and You, Word History and God. Number 2, Primal Forms of Religious Life. Magic, nice. Magic, Sacrifice, Mystery, and Prayer. Number 3, Knowledge of God and Law of God. Myth, Dogma, Law, and Teaching. And then part 4, Person and Community. The Founder, the Priest, the Prophet, the Reformer, and the Solitary. And then a part 5, The Power in the Kingdom and the Glory forever and ever. Amen. First part, I wonder why he reduced it to 3 parts with an afterword. Interesting. Second part, which part had magic in it? Let's have a look. We'll flip right to that. Maybe we can skip everything else. The second part says that it deals with magic. Interesting. Yeah, I haven't overviewed this yet, so I'm not exactly sure how much we want to go through. Oh, he talks about the Buddha at some point. All right, should be an interesting read. It's only 150 pages. Let's read the key. So the key to I and Thou. In the notes, there are numerous references to Buber, March 1937, followed by hitherto unpublished information. This material comes from Buber's letters to Ronald Gregor Smith, who made the first translation of Ich und Du. After reading the page proofs of that version, Buber requested well over 200 corrections. Many involved serious misunderstandings. As soon as I had completed my version, I checked Buber's criticisms to make sure that mistakes pointed out in March 1937 had not been reintroduced unwittingly. It was a strange experience to find my readings of many difficult passages confirmed by Buber, years after his death. Occasionally, he offered glosses that went beyond the German text and explained more fully what had been in his mind. These self-interpretations, not previously available in any language, are included in the notes and identified Buber, March 1937. Sorry guys, there's someone fucking rattling at the door. Give me just a second. I'll queue up a video real quick. What a thing, huh? Never fails. Sit down to do something. Ooh, my son got it. Good magic. Maybe he'll hit the fucking button. Yeah. And, wow, what a thing. Never fails. Anything special? Occasionally, blah, blah, blah. Before 1957 identifies variants between the first and second editions. Many of those changes are too slight to affect the translation or to be worth recording here. Thus, Wortpaars became Wortpaars. Eins was changed to eines, and dich, Beram dich Anything interesting, honey? Hey. All the more substantial revisions are indicated in the notes. I and You prologue. Looks like we might have a visitor out in Happy Land. The mundane is very horrible. Indeed, Stephane Sinclair. Din. Good to see you, man. Appreciate you stopping by. We are reading I and Thou by Martin Buber. Man's world is manifold, and his attitudes likewise manifold. What is manifold is often frightening because it is not neat and simple. Men prefer to forget how many possibilities are open to them. They like to be told that there are two worlds and two ways. False dichotomies, right? This is comforting because it is so tidy. Almost always one way turns to be out common and the other is celebrated as superior. Those who will tell of two ways and praise one are recognized as prophets or great teachers. They save men from confusion and hard choices. They offer a single choice that is easy to make because those who do not take the path that is commended to them live a wretched life. A wretched life indeed, right? To walk far on this path may be difficult, but the choice is easy, and to hear the celebration of this path is pleasant. Wisdom offers simple schemes, but truth is not so simple. Isn't wisdom a form of truth? Not all simplicity is wise, but the wealth of possibilities breeds dread. Hence, those who speak of many possibilities speak to the few, and are of help to even fewer. The wise offer only two ways, one which is good, and thus help many. Yeah, there's always more than one way, though. It may be wise to delineate, and you don't want to be inundated with choice, right? Mundus vult decipi. The world wants to be deceived. Mundus vult decipi. The world wants to be deceived. The truth is too complex and frightening. The taste for truth is an acquired taste that few acquire. Not all deceptions are palatable either. Untruths are too easy to come by, too quickly exploded, too cheap and ephemeral to give lasting comfort. Mundus vult decipi. But there is a hierarchy of deceptions. Hey, greetings to you, salutations, Mary at Sea Level. Good to see you again. Hope you are doing well. Doing a little reading from I and Thou by Martin Buber. Just getting into it. He just mentioned in Latin that mundus vult decipi. The world wants to be deceived. He's talking about the creation of dichotomies here. 6 a.m. Atlantic time, moon's in Leo, half waned down square with the sun in Scorpio. A lot of friction in the astral weather today. Huge winds today here too. We had warm, like Indian summer winds. I don't know if you guys have an Indian summer in Canada, but we definitely have one in Southern California. We call them the Santa Ana winds. Hot winds blow up out of the desert every autumn in Southern California. Yeah, we were talking about the wind yesterday. Yeah, get you cleaning on. I can see you out there shaking your tail with your feather duster. That's nice. Near the bottom of the ladder is journalism. There's a hierarchy of deceptions, and near the bottom of the ladder is journalism. Interesting, he should put journalism at the bottom of the ladder of deceptions. These days, it's somewhere near the top. A stream of irresponsible distortions that most people find refreshing, although on the morning after, or at least within a week, it will be stale and flat. I'd say that journalism and the news is flat and stale once you hit 50. Like at my age, there ain't nothing new under the sun. Don't give a fuck what they're doing. Why you out there shining their shoes? Why you give any kind of fucks what this motherfucker's doing or that motherfucker's doing? Who cares? Ain't never going to. If halfway through 100, halfway through a century, you haven't figured out that none of that shit plays out into anything, then you're just deceiving yourself. What do they say? A fool at 40 is a fool indeed. On the higher level, we find fictions that men are eagerly believe, regardless of the evidence, because they gratify some wish. Near the top of the ladder, we encounter curious mixtures of untruth and truth that exert a lasting fascination on the intellectual community. What cannot, on the face of it, be wholly true, although it is plain that there is some truth in it, evokes more discussion and dispute, divergent exegesis, and attempts at emendations. There's a word I'm going to have to fucking look up. I'm only 15 pages in, and already this guy has dropped a word that old Frank Money's going to have to check the dictionary on. Where is my goddamn highlighter? What'd you do with my highlighter, motherfucker? Does this highlighter work? Where's it at? Exegesis, I know, right? Like the catalyst of the thing. And then attempts at emendations. Maybe that's like satisfying the understanding of the catalyst than what has been stated very carefully, without exaggeration and one-sidedness. The book of Proverbs is boring compared to the Sermon on the Mount. Yeah, we've got some interesting Chinese sayings about the wind. We say in Chinese there are some idiomatic expressions. Qiu feng song shuang, qiu feng song shuang, song shuang, song shuang, song shuang, song shuang. I think that's right, song shuang. Which means that the autumn winds bring cool breezes, or the autumn winds are a refreshing breeze, and it indicates relief after hard work. And then we have Qiu feng sao luo ye, Qiu feng sao luo ye, or the autumn winds sweep up the leaves, which shows that some things can be done easily with the aid of nature. Other things are more difficult. So it's when you get a boon from nature. And then there's ku qiu feng, or to cry autumn tears. It means that you'll be spending your winter away from home and away from your lover and your family. So you cry autumn tears. So when the heavy snows start to pile in and you know you can't get back home in time. So that's to cry autumn tears. What's another one I learned today? I was looking through my dictionary, teaching myself some Chinese idiomatic expressions. Hayo qiu feng sa sa, or the autumn winds are blowing. The good way must be clearly good, but not wholly clear. If it is quite clear, it is too easy to reject. Yeah, so this is the idea of holding things in abeyance and having some suspense. That things are too obvious, right? Cast your pearls before the swine, and they will pound them into the mud. That's why the ancient sages engaged in wit, satire, koans, idioms, maxims, this type of thing. That took you a minute to think about, right? Conundrums and enigmatic expressions, metaphor. What is wanted is an oblate simplification, a reduction of a multitude of possibilities to only two. Reducto ad absurdum, right? But if the recommended path were utterly devoid of mystery, it would cease to fascinate men. Since it clearly should be chosen, nothing would remain but to proceed on it. There would be nothing left to discuss and interpret, to lecture and write about, to admire and merely think about. The world exacts a price for calling teachers wise. It keeps discussing the paths they recommend, but few men follow them. Ooh, that's right from Lao Tzu right there, right? The way of heaven is easy to see and easy to follow, but few are those who listen or walk the path. The wise men give men endless opportunities to discuss what is good. Nice. So this section of the book of I and Thou, and it is called I and Thou, I and You, a Prologue by Walter Kaufmann. Okay, so I wonder if this whole section is by Walter Kaufmann before we even get into the book itself, because it's divided into short essays. Like I've already read you 1, 2, four of his essays. And he's got it divided into, maybe he follows the pattern of the original author. Part 2, skip over a few essays here and look into part 2. Men love jargon. It is so palatable, tangible, visible, audible. It makes so obvious what one has learned. It satisfies and satiates the craving for results. It is impressive for the uninitiated. It makes one feel that one belongs. Jargon divides men into yous and them, to us's and them, right? Us and them. I thought that was yous. It's us. 2 books appeared during the same year. One called Ich und Du, and the other Das Ich und das Es. Rarely have 2 books of such importance had such simple names. So Ich und Du is I and thou, and the other Das Ich, that's I, und das Es, and that's you. Rarely have 2 books of such importance had such simple names. Both books proposed 3 central concepts. The former also Es, the latter also Über Ich, or the grand I, right? But neither book was so Trinitarian. What is Trinitarian? There's another new word for me. Motherfucker, I need a decent... okay, I'm highlighting my new words in green for some reason. It just happens to be the fucking highlighter that I picked up. No, that's not a good highlighter. I don't like that thing. It's got a broken tip. But I'm reticent to throw it away because it still works. But let's see here. I'll use this lime green highlighter. It's got a better tip. Where did we go? Where was that unfamiliar word? Trinitarian. Where'd the motherfucker go? Ah, there it is. But neither book was Trinitarian in any profound sense. That's 2 words and 15 pages, guys. Motherfucker's got a big brain. Look at the big brain on Martin Buber. Buber. I'll just call him Booby for short. We're reading Booby's book, guys. Both were dualistic. The wise emphasize dual principles. Do they? I think we're a little more elevated than that these days. We can handle three things at a time. They say the magic number is 5 plus or minus 2. So the average individual has the range for people is 3 to 7, right? That creates a range, 5 plus or minus 2. So it's either 3, 5, or 7. Yeah. So an idiot can handle 3 things at a time. A genius, it requires a genius intellect to handle 7 variables simultaneously, like doing advanced forms of calculus. And even then, you got to use a computer, a calculator at least, a scientific calculator. Freud's Ich was the conscious part of the soul, his Es, the unconscious part, and his Über-Ich, a third part, which he called the Ich ideal or the conscience. But it was part of his central concern at the time to go beyond the pleasure principle and introduce a second basic drive. Booby could have also called his book Das Ich und das Es. He could have also spoken of the Über-Ich, or perhaps an Über-Du. Über-Du. The constant reference to German in the night. When was this written? In 1970? Weren't we over that by then? Was there still so much German in the ordinary vernacular of the day in 1970? Maybe. I don't know. I wasn't born until 1973. Yeah, it seems like some of my early textbooks had this kind of Latin, Greek, French, German still floating around in them. Makes it a little obtuse for today's reader, though. We'll skip over some of it because it's not making a whole lot of fucking sense or really bringing forward much of value. Here we go. Maybe something here. Manichaean. There's another fucking word. Not Machiavellian, but Manichaean. Apollonian. Dysonian. Dionysian. This guy's going to have me reaching for my dick left and right. Nietzsche. Friedrich Schiller. Is that where we got Schill? Ich and Du stand somewhere between the literary and philosophical traditions. Buber's it owes much more to matter and appearance, to phenomena and representation, nature and means. Buber's you is the air of mind, reality, spirit, and will, and his I-you sometimes has an air of Dionysian ecstasy. Even if I-it is not disparaged, nobody can fail to notice the I-you is celebrated. Okay. In the 20th century, neither Eastern European Jewry nor American Jewry had produced such figures, while the German Jews, whom both of these far larger communities tended to regard with some resentment, could point to several. Franz Rosenzweig, with whom Buber had undertaken a new German translation of the Hebrew Bible, had died in 1929. But even after World War II, there were still Beck and Buber. Beck, too, gained another hearing now. But when the war ended, he was in his 70s, and having spent the last part of the war in Theresienstadt, somewhat frail, moreover, his manner had always been exceedingly refined, and he was a rabbi. He was an immensely impressive person, and the rabbinical students who sat at his feet at the Hebrew Union College, where he came to teach one semester a year, will never forget him any more than those he heard him lecture in Frankfurt a few months before his death. Tall, stooped, and undaunted, over 80, speaking without notes as brilliantly as in his prime. Here was greatness, but it belonged to a past period of history, almost to a vanished civilization. Notice how in 1929, they were already talking about the old world had vanished. And then my father was born at that time, and his world has vanished. And the world that I was born into will vanish as my son grows up, has vanished already, and will be gone by the time my son grows into adulthood. He spoke of rebirth on that occasion, and back from blah, 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 youthful in age, symbolized it. But those who learned from him did not feel that he was one of them. Martin Buber's personal appearances in Germany and the United States were different. He was very small, not at all likely to be noticed from far away, and his bearing did not create a sense of distance, nor was he a brilliant lecturer, at least not in this last phase. Unlike Beck, whose eyesight was poor and had trained himself to get along without notes, Buber often read long papers that most of the audience could not follow, like probably right now. Most of you guys are probably like, meh, see ya, wouldn't want to be ya. All right, we'll skip over some of this. A lot of it is, there's a few underlined parts by whoever read it prior to me. And they say, a great temptation to detachment. Oh, I love Hesse's novels. And experience Buddhism and Indian wisdom as a great temptation to detachment. I agree. I agree with him emphatically on this point. I think that both Buddhism and Hinduism are horse shit, in my opinion, and I don't think you should be detached. Not too much, anyways. I mean, we're just gonna disappear in nihilism? Go fuck yourself if that's what you're up to. Miss Mary Moon got a giggle. I'm not even sure what made you giggle. But that means you're still out there in happy land. It was Buber's other writings I learned that can be found in I and Thou. The central commandment is to make the secular sacred. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. This motherfucker right here underlined it. I'm going to highlight it. It was from Buber's other writings. Buber's other writings. I and Thou. The central, and I'm gonna highlight this whole thing. He shouldn't have just highlighted the action part. And I'll grab out my pen even and underline the whole thing. Let's see, I'll put that. It's already in italics, but I'm going to put it in quotations, and then I'm going to underline the entire phrase there. So the book, I and Thou, its one commandment, its central commandment rather, is to make the secular sacred. Now, some people would argue against this, but it's what I've done. I mean, I'm a clever combination of the profane and the sacred, the crazy and the sane, right? That's what it's all about. Ain't no thing to it. Just out here shaking my love maker, baby. Ich und du. I did not read in my teens, and later the style of this little book put me off as much as its dualism. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I kind of steer away from dualism for the most part. Even more than Nietzsche's Zarathustra, it is overwritten. Yeah, thank God somebody said that about Nietzsche, right? Somebody go slap that motherfucker in the mouth. I mean, when you're fully supported by your mom and you live off your sisters and your mom and you just drink every day and write, I don't know that you've really got anything of value to say, to be honest with you. People think Nietzsche was all that. Yeah, he can go fuck himself, in my opinion. Dead at 40-something, right? Didn't live a good life. I can't take the opinion of a relentless pessimist into consideration, really. And I would say the same about a diehard optimist. I mean, you need a good balance, and it's not just this or that, right? It's more nuanced than that. But I'm not gonna fucking torture myself with Nietzsche. Come on, guys. Kafka. Oh, he mentions Kafka here. I wouldn't even know about Kafka. Later prose, we seen even further from this simplicity of Kafka's style, schooled on the Book of Genesis. These guys are all right up TML's alley. You know, he would be able to pontificate at greater length than I can. But let's look up some later. Because I've heard of a Kafka-esque style. Few books of our century equal the economy of Buber's Tales of the Hasidim. He also wrote something called The Way of Man according to the teachers of Hasidism. A work comparable beauty that distills Buber's teachings in less than 20 pages. Now that's what I'm talking about. Distilled in 20 pages. I'm already 25 pages in, and I haven't got quite a handle yet on what this guy's talking about. Seems like 25 pages of saying, you know, if you want to be wise, create false dichotomies, but false dichotomies might lead you away from truth. So be subtle and craft something of value that kind of, here, kitty, 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 leads people in. That's what I'm getting from this so far. A couple more underlined parts, so we'll fast forward. One tries to absorb what one can and hopes to understand more in the future. Yeah, that's a good one. Well, he underlined it. I'm going to throw some highlighting on it. Make it really jump out to the reader. I think whoever read this book before me did all the work, did all the heavy lifting. The obscurity of the book does not seem objectionable to them. It seems palpable, profound proof of profundity. There's nice alliteration. It seems palpable proof of profundity. But so many P's, that hits the mic hard, baby. Sloth meets with awe in the refusal to unravel mysteries. And the Hasidic tradition meets with the conventions of German philosophy in endowing teachers with an aura of authority. In this ambiance, it is not for the student to challenge or to examine critically. One has come to suspect reasons and analysis and feels ready for Zen, for Indian Hinduism, and for Buber's book. Yeah, see, at this point, 1970s, Tao hasn't really cracked into the scene yet. Yeah, good for you. Keep cleaning. Keep shaking your tail. Getting that bunny duster out. Hitting the shelves. Every time you mention that, I get a semi on. Get a semi chub going around. Because in my mind, you know, you're running around in a French maid outfit. Anytime a woman says she's cleaning, I'm gonna slip over there and interrupt her work. This world may be gone, but modern art and poetry, plays and films have predisposed Buber's readings again. Yeah, so he says, you notice here at the end of this chapter, they're ready for Zen, Indian wisdom, and Buber's book. Yeah, so this is still Walter Kaufman. We haven't even gotten into Buber yet. Once we get into Buber, I'll let you know about the shift. But yeah, Tao hadn't arrived on the scene yet, not to any great extent. I mean, even the intelligentsia, we're not yet talking about Tao. That's why when I grew up, we were saying that was Zen and this is Tao. Because Zen is a form of Buddhist Taoism, like Taoist Buddhism, and Japanese style. It's originally Chinese, though. It's originally a form of Chinese Taoist Buddhism, but it's a syncretism. It's not pure Tao. And I'm a bit of a purist when it comes to my Tao. I don't like my Tao with the admixture of Hinduism or Buddhism. Nah, fuck all that. I just want pure Tao. But then here I am creating my own admixtures and syncretisms, right? All right, he's giving a bunch of back fucking log on this. Let's see, here's another underlined part. Any attempt to clarify dark passages might eliminate pertinent associations. It should be clear where that leaves the translator. Thus, Buber endowed his own text with authority and implied that he himself could not tell its full meaning. Any attempt to clarify dark passages might eliminate pertinent associations. Yeah, that makes sense. Sometimes the thing itself, what is written, is above the writer. And at least he's not presuming upon like messages from God or something. I'm gonna make notes on that one a little bit later. So I'll put a question mark there. And then I'll add a footnote of my own. All right, we got some more German words. The philosophy of Martin Buber. First appeared in German, Martin Buber, 1963. Later appeared in English, 1967. Blah, blah, blah. On and on. There's some German quoted right in text. On the first page of the original edition of the book, one was confronted by only 2 lines. So Bob ich endlich von dir erbat in allen Elementen Goethes Gegenwart. And the translation is, thus I have finally obtained from you by waiting for God's presence in all elements. No source was indicated, but this epigraph came from Goethe's West-Östlicher Divan. Goethe's West-Östlicher Divan. It brings to mind Goethe's contemporary, William Blake. To see a world in a grain of sand, and heaven in a wild flower. Hold infinity in the palm of your hand, and eternity in an hour. Yeah, William Blake's is a little closer to modern day lariats, right? You need a firm grasp of German to really appreciate Goethe. You know, Goethe's almost a bit of a Freudian slip there. I shall not reveal too much. All right, a bunch more commentary on other books that are comparable in the German market. Here's a good little part. The centrality of human relationships in this book is so plain that critics have actually noted with surprise and protested with complete incomprehension that there should be any mention at all of a tree or of a cat. Tangible items, right? He's using the ladder of abstraction, anchoring abstract ideas in tangible items. The central stress falls on you, not thou. God is present when I confront you. But if I look away from you, I ignore him. As long as I merely experience or use you, I deny God. But when I encounter you, I encounter him. That's profound. I like that. That's why I prefer to actually speak with living, breathing human beings and engage in the dialectic of the thing itself rather than, too much rumination on one's own or too much of this monologuing to the internet, right? I'd rather have a heartfelt conversation with people who might chime in and join the panel and talk about these ideas. But I do like to read too. And I alternate and oscillate between the two activities of learning quietly and then reading and then socializing. Honestly, I think that that's true, that I think Jesus was a socialist. He wasn't a democratic socialist, though. He was some form of constitutional socialist. He started a republic, but he made himself king, right? He's got a section here for the atheists. For those who no longer have any use for the word God, this may be too much. And for those who do, too little. But is it too little? And then he's got a quote here, I think from the book we're about to read. So I'll take a moment to look through it. There's bound to be something profound in it. So here's one of these parts where you should listen carefully, Wayfarer. When you come to appear before me, who requires of you this trampling of my courts? Bring no more vain offerings. Incense is an abomination to me. New moon and Sabbath and the calling of assemblies, I cannot endure iniquity and solemn assembly. Your new moon and your appointed feasts, my soul hates. They have become a burden to me. I am weary of bearing them. When you spread forth your hands, I hide my eyes from you. Even though you make many prayers, I no longer listen. Your hands are full of blood. Wash yourselves and make yourselves clean. Remove the evil of your doings from before my eyes. Cease to do evil. Learn to do good. Seek justice. Correct oppression. Defend the fatherless. Plead for the widow. Cleanse the leper, cast out demons, and raise the dead. Is that too little? Sounds like this is something probably Christ said to us. Nor is it too much. In places it seems a bit much. Buber seems so dramatic, so insistent on what seems obvious. But there are self-refuting prophecies, and Hebrew prophecy was not meant to come true. The Hebrew prophets foretold disasters that would come to pass unless those who heard them returned from their evil ways. Jeremiah did not gloat when Jerusalem was destroyed. He was grieved by his failure. Jonah, of course, felt aggrieved when his prophecy forestalled its own fulfillment, but this only provides the occasion for the moral of the story. He is told, and we are told, that this sort of failure is a triumph. If Buber places so much stress on what seems obvious to me, one has to ask in fairness whether it would seem so obvious if he had not been so insistent on it. When a religion professor makes a great point of treating students as persons, that seems almost comical. But when every student who comes to my office to speak to me, and everyone who asks a question of me during or after a lecture, comes to life for me as addressing me, I try to speak not about him, but to you. Would it be that way but for the influence of Martin Buber? I am not sure, and I will never know. The loves of childhood and of an adolescent cannot be subtracted from us. They have become a part of us. Not a discrete part that could be severed. It is as if they had entered our bloodstream entirely. Very good. Yeah, I might have to proofread some of this, guys. It looks like there is some jargon, like he mentioned the love of jargon. He's got John Dewey in here of the Dewey Decimal System. See, Blake, I mentioned to Blake. Mentions of God and God, organized religion, God of Abraham, so on and so forth. Looks like he's left the German behind. He has done a treatment of the Ich und Sie, Ich und Du, long enough. Couple underlined texts here. Christians were those who believed that God could become visible, an object of sight and experience, of knowledge and belief. Yeah, see, here's the big difference with modern day Christians. They don't believe that God can become visible. They don't actually believe in God. I'm seeing this more and more play out in what they say and do. Many of them. I'm not going to point the fingers, but you know who they are. They don't believe in spirit at all. And when you start to talk about spirit, they literally think you're insane. And if you've had spiritual experiences like high strangeness, the paranormal, they don't even want anything to do with you. They call you a devil worshiper and they say it was demonic. They wouldn't know the difference between a demon or an angel. They wouldn't know a demon if it was poking them in the ass with a pitchfork. They wouldn't know an angel if it pushed them out of the way of a what's the word for a train or a semi out of control. I forget the word. Yes. Oh, God, I'm sorry. My fucking microphone fell off the table. Sorry about that, guys. I apologize. There's a good section here. Christian faith was always centered in articles of faith. Okay? That had to be believed. You okay? You need anything? I'm doing a little reading online. Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna do an hour of reading. I'm at the 50-minute mark. You need something? Are you sure? You hungry or something? You want me to cook? Cook and clean. Cook and clean. Christian faith was always centered in articles of faith that had to be believed, and disputes abounded about what precisely had to be believed by those who wanted to be saved. Yeah, that's a good statement right there. I like that. That's not something that I do. That's doctrine and dogma. I'm not interested in that. The purity of doctrines must be believed. All right, this is the word of God. Don't use any critical thinking. Don't analyze the text. Right? You go too far, man. Don't change a single fucking letter. Yeah, fuck you. How about I rewrite the book entirely in modern day Cantor? Luth, and for Luther, the bread and wine were no mere symbols of Christ's flesh and blood. Otherwise, he might have made common cause with Ulrich and prevented the splintering of Protestantism, but the flesh and blood itself, God as an object. For Luther, the bread and wine were no mere symbols of Christ's flesh and blood, but the flesh and blood itself, with God as an object. Yeah, that's true facts right there, man. I grew up Lutheran, and those motherfuckers were all like, they were similar to the Methodists, that you couldn't, like, the idea that, oh, just call upon Christ and you're saved. That shit didn't fly where I grew up. You had to do shit. You had to be a good person. You had to work hard. You had to uphold the virtues of trying to live a Christian life, right? They didn't force us to believe in articles of faith either. That's where we deviated. The Jewish doctrine holds that a man can at any time return and be accepted by God. That is all. The simplicity of this idea is deceptive. Let us translate it into a language closer to Christianity. While nothing that Buber refrains from doing this, God can at any time forgive those who repent. Yeah, I like that. I like that section right there. You guys can't be hating on Jews all the time. I'm a German-Irish Jew. My father's family was German Jews. Yeah, there's some good stuff in this section. If the doctrine of the return is true, Paul's theology collapses and Christ died in vain, nor does any need remain for baptism and the sacrament of confession, or for the bread and the wine. Man stands in a direct relationship to God and requires no mediator. Yeah, that's fucking powerful shit right there. That's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. Sorry, guys, don't even need Christ as a mediator. Just something somebody said at some point. Don't even think that was Jesus. Quote me Jesus saying, "No way unto the Father but through me." Don't think he said that, man. I think that was Paul. If Christ's sacrifice means anything, then it's good no matter what. Be ye not deceived when they turn Christ into an idol. That's idolatry. Okay, good stuff here, man. He goes on at length. He talked about other people being verbose and over-articulated. Oh, here's an interesting section. The guy's already got it circled and underlined. I'll leave it at that. Whatever is here and now. Yeah, this kind of, a lot of this teaching falls in line with what old Jack Talcott likes to say. Maybe he memorized this book when he was young. If he hasn't read it, he probably should. I don't know if he'd be willing to get through it, though. It's pretty academic. I'm not sure. Jack, do you like academic reading? If you do, salute from Taiwan. Once again, like Finnegan. Good to see you, man. Gabe, right? Gabrielle. Good to see you, Gabe. I hope you're doing well. Greetings and salutations. I know you actually like to go on panel, man. I'm not sure if you want to come on my panel or not. But we've done an hour of reading, and it is what it is. I'll drop the link if anybody wants to jump up here. I know you had said you might like to chat sometime, Gabe. I'm reading, I've kind of primed the pump with I and Thou, and I've gotten through the prologue, not in its entirety, but in the better part of it. It's taken an hour, and it accounted for 50 pages of the book so far. So we're 50 pages in. It's a 200-page book. We're a quarter of the way through. We have finished nearly the prologue. We will finish with this. So the original name of the book, I and Thou, is the German title, Ich und Du. And it speaks to men and women who have become wary of promises and hopes. It takes its stand resolutely in the here and now. It is a sermon on the words of Hylel. I don't know Hylel. Not that I can recall. So Hylel's words are thus: if I am only for myself, what am I? And if not now, when? Well, you're not only for yourself, right? I don't think that's true. There's a larger scheme at work, right? In the Boy Scouts code, they like to say, I swear on God and my country, on my honor, God and my country. I like to add family and community to that, right? So the individuated self is first and foremost, to some extent. That's a bit selfish though, but if you're truly selfish, then you will be selfless, right? And so it's good to be so selfish that you help everyone, because you know that if your neighbor is lacking, right? Like the Freemasonic motto, if one man suffers, I too suffer, right? So it doesn't mean you need to necessarily go out of your way. Like, it's not do unto others as you would have them do, but the opposite is true. Don't do unto others as you would not have done unto you. That's a little better. The Taoist perspective of not interfering with people, like you don't run over and knock on your neighbor's door. Have you heard of Jesus? Have you heard of Jesus? You just let people know, that that's your faith. And then you present yourself in such a manner that they think, oh, wow, look at the beautiful, wonderful life you're living by following this method of living. Maybe I should hang out with you and follow the way you follow. And if not, there's the door. Don't let it hit you in your ass on the way out. Okay, so the next section of the book, we're 1/4 the way through it. I think we can do it in 4 sections, right? An hour at a time. We'll finish there, guys. It's I and Thou by Martin Buber, and updated to 1970. Translation with prologue and notes by Walter Kaufmann. And there's I think that's Martin Buber's lovely mug there. He kind of looks like Jack Talcott, right? Nice bald head with a long beard. A bald guy once told me, he said the reason bald guys like to grow beards is to balance the face. And so if you've got hair, like I was always clean shaven, and I'm like, man, you're going to lovely. He had a mustache and like a Fu Manchu with a goatee. And I was like, man, that's a good looking mustache you've got there. He's like, yeah, because I'm bald. And he just started shaving his head. He went bald at 40. And yeah. I knew guys that were going bald in high school, though, like Landry. You guys know Blandry, right? Master of mediocrity and AI slop. That guy's only like late 20s and he's already going bald. What a thing, huh? I think it would have killed me if I would have went bald. Because I was a little bit too vainglorious and like to have women run their fingers through my hair, right? I don't know, though. I think I would have got just as many chicks even if I was bald. I always had a lot of animal magnetism. Wow. Hello, everyone. Off to the farm now. Okay. Danke. Danke für Video, Frankenmoon. Yeah, ambition. Right? Think nothing of it. It's sehr gut. Danke und danke to you. Danke schön. Frau Moonen. Yeah, danke to you, Frau Moonen. Good to see you. Geht es gut? Well, guys, like they say, alles hast un End. Ja, der Wurst hast zwei. Haben zwei or hast zwei. Right? Everything has its end, but the sausage has two. That's German humor, right? About as funny as a mouthful of fucking sauerkraut. Okay. So we've got, someone put a bookmark in here, and it's got something written on it. See reverse side for opening instructions. I wonder, should I flip it over? First, remove these edges, fold, crease, and tear along perforation. They had a bookmark at page 106, 107, and it's a distinctly American envelope. Like this is from a, like one of those you rip off both ends and then open it, like a government issued envelope. Interesting. I wonder if there's anything of interest here. Wow, there is. He's talking about how you get power over an incubus. Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah, so there is some magic in here, guys. The belief in doom is a delusion. Demonic absurdity with a footnote even. Ooh, lots of references in here with the original German for many the guy's actual writing, and that's in the second part. Yeah, the part on magic. Very good. I think the Walter Kaufmann, I don't think his writing is as good as Buber's. So we're going to get into some booby next time, guys. Look forward to that. It'll be called I and Thou Second Session. And we'll do the same type of thing. I'll read for about an hour like the Machine Lies does. You guys know the Machine Lies, right? He likes to read for an hour, then open the panel to chit-chat with everyone. I've dropped the link. If nobody comes up in the next 5 to 10 minutes, then I'm just going to roll on out of here. Because monologuing for more than an hour is just fucking horse shit. It's nothing I want to do. I've been teaching. Hey, we've got a visitor. I was just going to say I've been teaching at Academy all day long, and so I don't want to just keep lecturing like I've got something worth saying or worth listening to, right? Gabe is in the back room, guy. He's in the green room. I'm going to play the Machine Lies advert, and then I'm going to bring him up, and as soon as the adverts finish, me and NPC the game will have a bit of a conversation. So guys, hang tight. It's 2 minutes and 18 seconds. TML, the Machine Lies. Give me 1 second, Gabe. There we go. TML, guys.
Basically, on the stream, The Machine Lies, we're taking a very critical look at technology. So the reason we're doing that is because we're looking at the medium that is used to communicate, right, and transmit information, right? We don't think that any form of mediation is neutral, right, but it's laden with values. And so I think that the well has been polluted by technology. So obviously we take a critical look at technology, right? Okay, we're looking at different concepts in relation to technology, right, in terms of philosophy, right, and in terms of religion. Now, that is one of the main purposes of the show, is that we really look at where technology and religion, science, and spirituality, where those things intersect, right? Because there's a crisis of the modern world in which there's a majority of the modern world is religious people. Their mindset is secular, and the means they employ are secular. We're living in a post-liberal, post-human, post-geological age, right? So we're talking about the death of liberalism, the rise of the world technological system. Now, we do think that, okay, there's a considerable level of externalization of the ego, okay, and mediation of ourselves through the means we employ. So obviously, we shape tools, but the tools we use shape us, right? So that's one of the main things we're trying to get across on the show is how technology changes human psychology. If you question the means you employ and what the objective factors of power are in our age, right, then that's the most important question you can ask. Right, that's the most critical stance you could actually take. Right, like most people don't question, how or what means they use to question to ask the question itself. Right, so we're actually taking a critical look at technology, right, as a primary form of communication, as an objective factor of power in our age. Right, and we think that basically we're assuming that a lot of the stuff that we see through this medium is totally made up, right, fabricated, and that is based on the fact that it is artifice. It's produced by a machine, right? So we talk about the lies of the machine on the machine that lies.
All right. Yeah, that's it right there. Gabriel, welcome.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you for having me. Nice to talk to you.
Yeah, good to see you, man. I think this is the first time we've had an opportunity to chat on panel, as it were.
Yeah, I think it is. It's perfect in your trailer. It's a perfect segue from my day to day, because earlier I had a great discussion with Reddington and TML on his broadcast.
Okay,
So,
did you? Is that on his broadcast today?
Yeah, on his broadcast at the very end, I came on. And it was good. We talked about, because I love to study astrology and practice it. The season we're in, the Scorpio season. It was my birthday yesterday, and we had, and he was talking about how he went to the store and he noticed certain ways people were acting, and it reminded me of the Scorpio energy and the kind of like the archetype of the femme fatale, and how that vibe seemed to be present, and what he was seeing, also what I was seeing. So yeah, it was a good conversation that we had.
Okay, good. I'll go back and listen to that part, because I was tuning in and out, and I caught about 2.5 hours of a show. He only went for 4.5 hours today, right?
Yeah, that's perfect for me. But that's not usually machine, huh? He usually goes pretty epic, like
8 to 12 sometimes. Yeah, but he only does that twice a week.
Yeah, so it was a good day. Like, we have a typhoon day out here in Taiwan, so there was no school and work. So I didn't teach at my academy, but it's great to hear you teaching when I wake up, because I was catching up on my sleep today, and I wake up and Frank Monday spitting that truth, man.
Is that right?
Great. Yeah.
So what time is it there now? It must be later for you, like closer to 8 or 9 p.m.
Yeah, it's 7 almost, like 4 to 7.
Okay, it's 7. It's 7 here. It's 6:56. Man, that's weird.
Yeah, 6:56 here too.
So
this is probably below you.
Yeah. Okay, directly below me, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would think that they would add an hour to their time zone just to piss off Beijing, because all of China's one time zone. You know that,
right? Oh, it is. Okay. I think it would be the other way around. China would want to piss off Taiwan.
Well, I mean, look, it's a country as large as large as the United States or Canada or any country out there, right? But it's got one fucking time zone. How arrogant is that?
That's right. That's very ballsy. Yeah, very machismo. Yeah. Indeed,
yeah. But we gotta be good guests, so we can't talk too much shit.
No, I get it. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, indeed.
No, but Frank, you caused me to do a quick matrix download on this Martin Buber character, because I have heard his name, but I didn't look up his philosophy per se. So I did a quick download, and how he was talking about a philosophy of dialogue, and that's pretty interesting. And what you're reading that. Yeah, but was he basically like summing up having authentic relationships when you talk, like being present.
Absolutely. Like, just all I got through was the prologue so far, and that wasn't actually by Buber himself. That was by Walter Kaufmann. But yeah, I was jamming. It was commentary on what he thinks Buber is saying, basically. And I think he's right. Like, one model I want to promote among the panel people, the panel verse or whatever, the drama verse, is the rather than debating. And I think you've probably heard me say this, but I call it the Rastafarian conversation model. Have you heard that expression before?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Sounds intriguing.
Yeah. So my basic idea is, and it doesn't come from me, it comes from Carlos Castaneda. You're probably
Oh
familiar.
yeah, for sure. Don Juan.
Yeah, so he said when we sit in groups of 3, the spirit is there, but you have to speak for a couple of minutes and then pass the energy. And the next person that the energy naturally goes to has to speak for a couple of minutes and pass the energy. You can't hold on to the blunt for more than a couple of minutes. So I call it the Rastafari model because I think it's like puff, 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 pass, right? You don't want to overstay your time because the energy of the talking stick, as it were, it likes to move.
Yeah, even right now, that's great because usually I'm the opposite. I feel like sometimes, especially a new interaction, I feel like maybe I didn't talk enough, so I go out of my way to talk. And when I was talking right now, I'm self-stalking myself, casting stuff. I thought I was like talking a little bit too much because like, oh shit, this is he's the host. However, I want to get my idea off to you to show you what I was talking about.
And because it's your first time over here, it's your intro section. So have I got Have I got your YouTube address correct here?
It should be the @NPC the game.
Okay, I don't know if
word.
you can see your, I don't know if you can see your screen or not. But I've got it up on your screen.
Let me see. Perfect. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Yeah, there are really heavy winds here right now too.
Yeah,
and so
wind in the background.
Yeah, I can hear it. And it's windy here too, but I'm indoors. You said it was your birthday. If you'll allow me, I'll sing you my birthday song.
I'd be honored.
Yeah, I've got my own birthday song. I wrote it for my kids when they were small. So it's a little different than the ordinary birthday song. You ready for it?
I'm ready.
Okay, here it goes. It's your birthday, baby. Yes, it's true. Birthday, baby. Don't be blue. Laugh and sing and play all day. You can even be downright gay on your birthday, baby. Do. Birthday, baby. I love you. Act like a monkey and show your ass. Let them know you ain't got no class on your birthday, baby. Do. Birthday, baby. That's it. I love you.
That's it. I love you. Yeah. I love it.
There you go. The birthday baby
fun,
song.
Man.
It's got one more verse, but I forgot it. I haven't sang it since they were little, so I kind of forgot it.
Bro, I didn't sing it to my son today. He's 7.
Is he 7?
I think I think I like that. I like that.
Yeah, act like a monkey and show your ass.
Yeah. Dude, he actually was we were talking about that, and somehow it came up like he's trying to riz me up, like kind of roast me. He's like, "You're gay, Dad." Like I'm like, "What the fuck, man? You been watching those reels and shit?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So it's funny how you said "be gay" in the song. Yeah, act like a monkey. Yeah.
You can even be downright gay. Doesn't matter what the people say. It's your birthday, baby. You do you. Yeah. I'm starting to remember some of it. It was a little longer. I worked on it every year from like 3, 4, 5 years old until they were like maybe 10 or 12. Then they started getting sick of me and they're like, "Dad, don't sing us that fucking song anymore."
I could see you. I could see you like when the one that's 3 years old, like you're up early doing your dad stuff, right? And then you wake up, the 3-year-old wakes up, and that's the first thing you sing to, like a freestyle, and it became that song.
Absolutely, yeah. So good stuff. So tell me a little bit about yourself or your channel rather, so that people know what to go and they go check you out. And everybody out there in Happy Land that tunes into the Frank Monday channel, make sure you do stop by NPC the game. Do the like and subscribe, all that happy horse shit that makes YouTube's algorithms bark like Pavlov's dog. Yeah, what could the people expect if they come check you out?
My thoughts of what's really going on, my philosophy of life, and my channel's a journal. Like, the top priority is for my son as a journal to like what's going on, as what his dad was, who he was talking to, his thoughts on life. And right now the focus, it's gone through different animations, but right now it's fitness and consciousness. We talk about that with my my inner circle, and we try to relate it to what we're doing in life. Trying to get better every day. A lot of conversations and stuff. Good conversations.
Yeah, that's really good. That the only challenge is no se te ipsum, right? Just you're only in competition with who you were yesterday, and with the day itself, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
you seem to get it. That's good. Yeah. So.
Yeah. What's your channel mostly about?
I've got kind of a blurb that I put on here. It's mostly about magic and mysticism. Like, I studied Chinese Taoism for a long time, like Qigong and Kung Fu and ritual magic. So like I say that I offer hypnosis sessions, tarot readings, spiritual consultations, and ritual initiation. And basically that's kind of the sum of it. I started the channel as a platform for actually doing swing dance and like and city gardening, like guerrilla gardening. But I kind of steered away, like during COVID, like all social activities kind of got shut down here in China. So I haven't really been doing any swing dance anymore.
Yeah, that's like that's dope. I'm trying to see the quotation of the socialization of swing dancing and guerrilla gardening in the inner work of the Taoist magic. I'm sure there's a resonance there. Taking that. Yeah, what do you think that the resonance there is? Because I visually I see a connection, like some strong power that you can cultivate doing both in different ways.
Yeah, I think it's all great. Like my whole thing with doing swing dance was you have like an individual. I'm a man. I'm a heterosexual or whatever, you know. And, we were joking at work about gay stuff today too, me and a colleague of mine. But girls really kind of charge me up, like when I see them in society and stuff. And so like I started doing the swing dance in college. Like at first I was doing ballroom dancing, and I had done Kung Fu since I was like 4 or 5 years old. Like I basically was raised on martial arts, you know, a couple of times a week or whatever, my whole life. And so it's always been something that I love to do every day. But when I found like swing dance, it's like Kung Fu in motion with a girl. And I thought, this is fucking perfect. Yeah, I was like, this is perfect, man. Nothing better.
That reminds me of like when I watched the really good Kung Fu movies, like at least the ones I think are good, like even though like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and the scenes of the male and the female fighting each other or other people together. It is like a dance. It's kind of like very sensual, but violent and graceful all in one.
Right. And there was even a scene. There was a scene in Wong Fei Hong. I'm not sure if you've seen that one or not. Probably. But Jet Li did a take on Wong Fei Hung as well. But there was a scene in one of the ones that never really got released in the Western world. Maybe it has now, because I know the Wu-Tang Clan, they like redubbed a bunch of those old Kung Fu movies.
That's part of the reason why I'm here in Taiwan subconsciously, I think.
Yeah, there's a scene where Wong Fei Hung and Auntie 13, that's her name, Shisanyi. Anyway, they have a little bit of a battle, but it turns into a dance, like they waltz and stuff. And it gets very intimate and sexual. And the Chinese, actually, in Taoism, sex is called the art of the boudoir, and it's referred to as flowery battle. So the Chinese mindset is that lovemaking is a kind of battle between man and woman. Not violent, but retention of energy is, you know, that in Taoism, that retention of the energy is the upshot of the whole thing. Do you know what I mean by that? Seminal retention.
Do you mean, like holding back? So you need to cultivate power as you're doing. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem.
When like cultivating the energy and holding back the semen, for example, and then when you release it, it's just more powerful.
Right. And like the essential equation for young men, according to some teachings, is that you should engage in flowery battle 10 times and only experience leakage once. And after 50, you should only leak once in 100. They say have as much sex as you want.
Holy shit.
Yeah, have as much sex as you want, but you have to retain the energy and absorb the feminine.
Yeah, and then also that means like for you guys, like that, no masturbation as well, then, huh?
Well, you can masturbate, but you can't ejaculate.
You can't release. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So kids these days, they talk about edging, right?
Yeah, edging, that's right. Look at Frank with the new term.
Yeah, they figured that shit out. As long as you're edging, you're okay. But as soon as you fire your cannon, you're ready for a nap. Young guys, though, like my Shifu, the guy I trained Kung Fu with, he was from Fujian province. And he said when you're young, he said you could fucking come every day if you want. It doesn't matter. And then he said in your 20s, you should start to limit it to like 2 or 3 times a week. He said it was better for the prostate. And then he said in your 30s, it should be once a week, no more. In your 40s, you should cut it down to once or twice a month. In your 50s, only a couple of times a year. And then he said after 60, if you want to have a long life, never come again.
Yeah.
He said, fuck all you want, but just never blow them. And Madeline, you're probably familiar with the Garden of Tao and their teachings. And he says that each time you ejaculate, it prematurely ages the body and will ultimately spell death. I remember when I was a kid, there was a jarhead that told me, I was like 12 or 13 or something. And he said, you can only come 200 times in your whole life. And I was a little kid, naive, right? I'm like, really? Are you serious? Yeah. And he's like, how many times? And he said, then you'll die after that. And he said, how many times? He's like, how many times have you jacked off? And I'm sitting there counting on my fingers. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I better slow down,
Yeah, some of us, like, by the time we're like 20 or 30, you already are the Walking Dead then.
Right.
Damn. No, you said the prostate. That's true, because I've heard stories where people have actually, like, their prostate has been inflamed from being oversexed. They feel like a pressure down there. That's why, do you think there's any connotation it being by the root chakra?
Yeah, I do. Absolutely. Like, if you engage in that type of internal alchemy and seminal retention, you really do have to learn, like, you're probably familiar with the microcosmic orbit, or like the basic circulation of the Renjung channel. So you have to pull that energy up through Wei Lu and then up the spinal column and into the brain, and then you have to continue to circulate it, right? Because if it stagnates at any one of the three Dantian centers, then it can lead to, like, if it stagnates at the lower Dantian, like the root chakra, right?
Yeah.
Then it will lead to, like, sexual perversion. And if it stagnates in the head, then it will lead to, like, intellectual dichotomy and, like, intellectualizing everything. And the same thing if it stagnates at the heart chakra, then it will just become, like, overly emotional and imbalanced emotions.
Yeah.
Yes. So the key is to circulate it, and then put it in storage centers.
Yeah. Now, what you just brought up, could we correspond that to, like, the meme of the last couple of years of Jim Carrey talking about, like, Calgary, like the Christ, the energy coming up your, I don't know how he said it. Like,
yeah, I think he was
there. Okay.
The small gate they're talking about, or the narrow way, is the adrenal pumps in the spine. Supposedly, according to Chinese internal alchemy, there are 3 adrenal pumps: one at the tailbone, one at Ming, like the between the shoulder blades and the back, and then one at the base of the skull. And so the skull is supposedly Golgotha, right? And that's where, after 33 years, the energy rises and goes into the brain and then is reborn.
Yeah, that's around the time I had a voracious quest to buy every book that interested me and read and go out, talk to people and film things and blog. And yeah, that was around 2012.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're a bit younger than me, right?
I'm 48 now.
Oh wow, okay, we're close in age. Yeah, I'll be 53 this year, so I've been saying 54 because, like, the centuries, the Chinese count the year that you're in rather than the year. Like, once I hit my 54th, then I'll be in my 55th year. So.
Okay. Well, I don't need to glaze so much, but you definitely look like you're younger.
Yeah,
that's part of the. Yeah, I mean it. Is that part of the work you've been doing, you think?
I think that's absolutely due to seminal retention.
Yeah.
Like when I was 16, 17, I heard about this shit. The Kung Fu school I was at, they always talked about sexual Kung Fu, and we practiced Shi Shui Jing. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's Chi weightlifting. It's where you tie the weight onto your.
Yeah, they do that in Taiwan.
It's a big deal in Taiwan. Yeah. So I started doing that when I was, like, in my early 20s, and I did it till, like, maybe my mid 40s.
Yeah.
And in the system that I learned, you do it 4 months out of the year. So there's what we call the 100-day challenge. And so you do 100 days of chi weightlifting and the iron palm practice together. And I did that for 20 plus years, the two of them.
together. Yeah, and you got longevity. Yeah.
Supposed to, like Iron Palm, of course, is supposed to give you like greater chi power, like ability to strike really hard. And then Shi Shui Jing is actually supposed to change your bone marrow. That's like its intention.
Yeah. Wow.
Because the bone marrow is the source of your blood. And so if you pound and vibrate the bones with like the tools you have there's a wire beater, a bamboo beater, and a couple of different types of bamboo sticks. So you lift the weights and you pound the body with these tools, and it's supposed to burn the fat out of your bone marrow. That's the idea. That's the science behind it.
Yeah. That's dope. Frank, what would you suggest for like a beginner or someone trying to get back on track? Like some things they might want to focus on to help with their longevity and have better quality of life. And the reason I asked you is because, like, as like I told you, my son is 7, so I was 40 when I have him, and I want to be here at least to when I'm 100, be able to function, or like 80 or 90, you know. So I'm asking, so I'm curious, what do you think? Some things that we can really focus on?
Well, I mean, if you're in Taiwan, so you're probably pretty interested in the Chinese way of doing things, right? You said that you also do martial arts, right? I think I remember hearing you say that.
I have in the past, but I haven't really done it. My son does that. He did Shaolin Kung Fu, and then now he does judo.
Yeah, Kung Fu's good for young people.
Yeah.
At our age, like once we hit 50, I think Tai Chi's a little better, or just any form of like simple Qigong. Like you've probably heard of the 8 pieces of brocade, or I'm not sure if you have. That's a very popular one in Taiwan. Because my teacher lived in Taiwan for 30 years before he immigrated to the United States.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, everything you're mentioning, like I have like a knowledge of it, and I don't know what you call it. Probably a word for it. I have a feeling those, like when I see someone doing Qigong, like the old master here at the park I'm at right now every morning, I have a feeling like that's where I'm supposed to go. You know, you get these pulls, like, so yeah, you're on point.
Yeah, and I could teach you a really simple one from Xingyi that's called the 5 element Qigong, and it's just 5 movements, and you do, 5 breaths each time. So it's like real easy and straightforward, and you could do it pretty rapidly, like 5 to 10 minutes a day. Most people, their problem is they don't, like in the beginning, they don't want to sink a lot of time into it. So if you've got a simple practice that you can do 5 to 10 minutes a day, it's more approachable, because building consistency in a practice is more important than like anything else. Like it doesn't matter what you're doing. My Shifu always told me it's 1% the art or style. Like if you're doing Kung Fu or karate or judo or whatever, he says it's 1% that and 99% the practitioner. So it really doesn't matter what you do. Like you could be doing the violin or the piano or drawing or whatever hobby you like.
Or shooting baskets or something like that.
Yeah, shooting baskets, exactly. Whatever you're putting your chi into, that's a form of Kung Fu. Because Kung Fu means work achievement, right?
Yeah. And doing these things, is that an example of when you said like bringing that energy up from your root chakra up to your, to your heart and up to your brain, but don't let it get stagnated? Is that a way to keep doing Qi Gong, or Kung Fu to keep it going, to keep it moving and not stagnated?
Yes, every single breath of life is a form of Qigong. Qigong means breath work, right? So every breath you take, and that's why like one of the prohibitions in Qigong is that we should try to spend as little time as possible talking. And as a lecturer and a panelist and a teacher, and I teach a lot of spoken classes, that's like one of the most difficult prohibitions for me to meet, is because as you speak, you burn off Qi and a lot of energy will stagnate in the brain. Yeah.
Dude, I feel it, bro. Like, because people probably be surprised I don't always like on default want to talk all the time. I have my broadcast I do. I teach at the at my school at the academy, lecture a lot, and then when I get home, I have a wife and a son I love a lot and want to talk to me. Right. So it's like when do I have But there's always you can always make time. I think.
Yeah, you have to. You have to.
You have to.
And you always remember that everything has its season in life. So like
Right.
when they're young and smaller and stuff, and the wife, they'll want to talk a lot. But I don't know how long you've been married, but the Chinese equation,
12 years.
12. Okay, they say that it takes 7 years for the man to learn the woman's body, 7 years to learn her mind, and 7 years to learn her spirit. Once you've learned so you got to be with your woman 21 years.
Yes.
And once you've reached that point, her spirit will mellow, and you'll start to have telepathic communication and stuff.
Yeah.
She really won't bother you anymore. I've been married 23 years, and my wife just backed off a couple of years ago.
Awesome. Good for you, man.
Yeah,
It's just so nice to talk to someone that's married and has successes, man. This is great.
Married, it's a life sentence, right? It's easier to go to prison for murder. So
yeah. One of my mentors said it's life. It's life on hard mode.
It is, absolutely.
Which makes you better, right? Which actually makes you more skilled at the game, right?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, from the Taoist perspective, we must get married and do all of these other things too, right? Like think of the monk and the renunciant. It's very easy for them. They don't have to worry about raising children and having a wife, and in-laws and shit. We take on a far greater battle than the average person.
Yeah. Frank, what do you think about the Hindu? Oh, I heard anyway. Alan Watts talk about it, about the Hindu. For example, he may be married and have children, have a business, but when he gets to middle age or whatever, he gives his business to his partner or his kid, and then he lives a life of more of an eccentric. He would live. Is there any Taoist correspondence to that type of stuff?
Probably. I haven't studied anything of Hinduism, and I kind of steered clear of it intentionally because I wanted to be a Taoist purist, and I was mostly interested in the Chinese expression of things. And I've only recently, within the last decade, allowed myself to be re-exposed to Western ideas and Hinduism and Buddhism and stuff like that. I pretty much tried to keep it out of the mix as I was studying Tao. Yeah. So I went into just Tao for about 30 years. I'd say there's probably something to that, but at the same time, I don't think it's. Yeah, I don't know. I think the Taoists would have a little bit of a different perspective, and they might advise that it's really never appropriate to abandon your wife, so to speak.
Yeah, I agree too. It's kind of messed up.
Yeah, I guess if you set her up okay, then that there's probably you can spend less time together. And even Benjamin Franklin said once you get a little older, you should sleep in separate beds. And I think everybody remembers their grandparents doing that.
Yeah, and I think the lifestyles that we live in, the postmodern age, that happens even if you have a loving relationship. Sometimes you may have different schedules where you're doing research or watching a show or reading something while the other person's asleep, or vice versa. Yeah.
You
may end up sleeping on the couch more.
That's something I've noticed. And here's another thing. They say that the men are typically more active in the morning and women are typically more active at night. And so we will naturally.
That's true. That's in my case, that's the fact. I'm an early bird while she likes to burn the oil.
Yeah, so Miss Mary Moon, I don't know if you could see your screen or not, Gabe, but Miss Mary Moon, a friend of mine, she's an astrologer. She's joined us from Happy Land. Welcome, Mary. Good to see you. Your mic's turned off, Mary. You're on mute.
Hello.
Hi, Mary. Good evening.
Good evening. I was listening for a while, and then I was saying a few things because when you first click, it showed. I thought I was in the room, and then I thought you guys were just ignoring me. So I'm like, oh wow.
Oh no, never.
I'm like, they're hard. What the hell? And then I look closer, and it's like, you're not in the studio yet until you click here. I was like, oh duh. Hello.
The worst is when you do that is when you're hosting a show. I've done that many times.
Yeah, there's 1,000 things to manage, and you got to kind of push this button and push that button.
Yeah.
I skipped something I wanted to mention to Gabriel earlier. He asked me about one of the greatest keys to longevity, and there's a book written by Mao Xingni and his father Ni Huaqing. It's called The Yellow Emperor's Guide to Internal Medicine, and it's written in plain English. The original Chinese is Huangdi Neijing, And it's really a classic book in China that everyone kind of is taught like at a base level. And so I would say pick up a copy of this in English. There's a really good one by 7-Star Communications, and you could probably get a PDF of it or something online. Guys, as well, I don't want to edge Mary too much, but Hank is here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and pull Hank Oflamio up. Welcome to the stage, Hank. Good to see you, amigo.
Yes, I'm glad to join you again with no caught in the way.
Hello. I'm gonna mute. I don't mind totally going on mute here and listening to you guys.
No, Mary, welcome. Do you know Hank and Gabe? Because
No,
I don't think Mary's really knows anything about the Panelverse at all.
I barely do either.
Right, good. Whatever, Hank. What up, Hank? Uncle Hank, how's it going, man?
Pretty good, just making my rounds.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I did want to say one thing if I could.
Yeah, absolutely. You're coming in hot. Tell us what you got. Go ahead, Mary.
Okay, sorry. Dogs and everything. Okay, all right. So the longevity thing and the saving the seed thing that you're talking about, Frank, is also in like old astrology, right? Like the old astrology that I do, the tropical, Hellenistic, whatever you want to call it, astrology, the traditional astrology with the main 7 luminaries. And so there's books written about it. And I don't want to say the books are right or anything. This is one guy's theory, and you guys might have heard of him, is George Carey, his name is. And Santos Bonacci and all those astrotheology guys talked about him in that book for a while. Do you guys know him?
I've heard of Santos. He recently came back. His channel recently come back.
Yeah. Okay, so I've been listening to him since way back, 2011 or something, like right when he first got on YouTube. And for me, it was mind-blowing because I did astrology and my dad's a pastor. So my dad's like, astrology's evil. You're going to hell if you talk about astrology, Mary. And
that's right. You better burn those tarot cards.
And I was like, Dad, all I'm doing
stars?
is looking, all I'm doing is observing, and I can, in story that like the creator that you're saying is whatever this name is, made this shit that I can see. Sorry, Dad, but I can't stop.
That's anyway, right. So, who was the first guy? George what?
Okay, I don't know if this is the first guy, but it's a book in like the early 1900s, or maybe even. It's called George Carey. George Carey is his name, and the book is called Salts of Salvation or something.
Okay.
And his theory.
George Carey, Salts of Salvation.
Or something.
Looking up all these books.
Look that up, yeah. So anyway, he says this is very easily. He says when the moon is on your sun, you are having like the recharge or whatever. So that happens once every month, and then once a year, the sun is on your moon or something like that. Anyway, I don't remember the exact thing, but that's not important because the important part is what I took from that a long time ago when I heard them talking about this theory. I was like, yeah, okay, that could be one of the points where you get this seed, right? And then you have to raise it to your whatever up your spine, like you were saying, Frank.
Yeah. Now say again. I didn't hear you really clearly. So you said at what time is good time?
That's the thing. Like that's the thing where we have to be open to. That was just George Carey's theory. Okay.
All right. Well, let me break it down real quick. I can do the same thing with Taoism. In Tao, it's very clear. Around the time of the new moon, you should not engage in lovemaking. And they say for men, the only time to even leak seed is the 2 to 3 days after the full moon. Likewise, for the equinox and the solstice, you should also not engage in lovemaking. And there's also a prohibition to lovemaking when a woman is in her menses. And if they're following natural cycle, her menses should occur at the time of the new moon or the dark moon. That's according to the way I've learned it through Taoism.
Okay. Now to take that and just go one level deeper. Now you know your natal chart. You know your woman's natal chart or the woman, you're like whatever. And I know mine. And so all we're saying is, okay, wait. How can I put this like in the seasonal way that I? Hold on 1 second. Okay.
Hank, what do you think? Do you practice seminal retention, Hank?
No, but I don't get off every day, so I guess by happenstance it happens, but I don't focus on it.
It happens. Okay. This is what I was trying to explain. Okay, so when you say new moon in your text that you're reading from, that could be the new moon for each of us individually. Okay, so individually we all have our own moon phase. I'm born in a giant waning gibbous. So 4 days after the full moon, that's my moon phase. And there's
Okay.
already a whole study on this, on how we can tell the sex of our babies by knowing our moon cycle. Like as women, there's this guy, Dr. Jonas, he said a long time ago, and I tested this myself, he said 97% of babies are made on the woman's fertility day, which is the day I just said, your own moon phase. So it's different for everyone. And that's for men too. You all have a different moon phase, except for Frank. We're the same. Me and Frank are the same.
Well, and it changes from time to time, right? Like, do you typically have menses at the time of the dark moon, or when there's no moon present in the sky?
Okay, so that's the thing. So what Dr. Jonas said is he's like, holy shit, 97% of the babies are made on this day on your fertile.
I don't know if you're I don't know if you're comfortable answering that question or not, but I mean, for you personally, does that jive for you or not? Does it track?
It won't be. It's not going to be the same for anyone ever. That's what I'm saying.
No,
like
I track it. I track my wife, and her menses, since I practice Taoist lovemaking with her, has changed itself from when we met till now. It always occurs at the new moon now. And so when there's a dark moon in Beijing, there's no moon present in the sky, right? The 2 or 3 days of dark moon or whatever, then that's when she's typically menstruating. And then ovulation occurs after that, right?
That's the thing. The moon phase is actually the day when you are most fertile. So that's the day that Western doctors don't know anything about.
Well, no. What I'm saying is
cycle.
there's something clearly and very distinct happening in the sky.
Well, when's
right?
your wife's chart? I don't know your wife's chart, so I don't know.
Well, it doesn't matter about her chart. I'm talking about what's actually happening in the celestial dome above us.
Yeah, but maybe
right?
That's because her chart is.
No, I've changed it.
Right.
I've worked to change her cycles. Yeah, it's in Taoism. You have to do these things proactively. You have to change things. Anyway,
okay,
and it's very clear, and it's like very black and white and set forward in a very easy to understand manner. That's why I mentioned it. What you're saying doesn't seem like it has the same level of clarity, because you would actually have to consult the chart, and not to belittle that in any way, because Hank is also a very good astrologer. Is that not a fact, Hank?
No, I use MBTI instead.
Oh, okay. I'm not familiar at all with that. Mary, are you familiar with that?
I don't know. Is that Aries guy system where he puts like 3 things together? He's an Aries?
Not quite. It's Myers-Briggs type indicator.
Oh, okay.
So,
I don't know. I'm a tropical astrologer. Like I noticed astrology when I was 16 and I'm 48. So I've spent most of my life doing it.
Yeah, I checked it out for a second.
The moon cycle thing.
But Hank's, I checked out Hank's.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Hanks has like a bit of a combination of things. It's like Jungian and astrology and some other stuff as well, right, Hank?
Yeah, I usually don't use astrology too often because I just don't have the resources to plan that far ahead. But I do dabble in things. I use all kinds of what's that called? Divination.
Okay.
Divination.
Yeah, you like tarot cards as well, right?
Yeah, I have tarot cards. I don't use them often as I should, but yes.
Okay, maybe these are missing pieces for each other, Frank, because the thing
absolutely.
is about the moon phase thing, like, so I didn't believe it at first either. I was like, that's bullshit. How could he know the exact, like, so I went back and I did 100 women's charts that have had babies. 97 of them were the right sex because they were made in the women's moon cycle, and the masculine or feminine moon sign is what the baby is.
No, that's a lot. 97 out of 100.
So you went back and tracked like when they conceived?
I went back to see if it fit every chart, if I could find like around the time, and if it fit the sex, and it did. For like my mom, my grandma, my aunt,
with like a rule of thumb, like
my sister, all my, like, I know a lot of people because I'm an astrologer for a long time. So
Yeah. That's pretty diligent work, research right there.
Well, and it might be tough to kind of nail down the exact day, so it would just have to be like a generality, right?
Yeah. Well, a lot of women were like, I know my exact day. Some of them were like, I don't know, it's around this day. But then when you go back and find their moon phase, like I'm talking to the degree you can see. I'm not saying they made it on that day exactly, but you give a day in front and a day behind. And the middle of that was always the right sex of the baby, except for like three of the kids. So just like they said with the odds, and I thought, what the fuck? That's fucking insane.
That's cool, man.
What?
Yeah, in the Chinese system, they actually have books full of charts, and so you can take like their birth chart, and then you just like open the book and then look to the page, and it will show you like what year and month, like what's the likelihood of them having a boy or a girl, and so they have like entire books full of charts over here.
Wow, yeah. Yeah.
Wasn't something I looked into though. I just I cast my spell and got what I wanted. So
all these modes are interesting to me. Like I told you earlier, like I enjoy researching and using astrology. However, I like to integrate different modes of things. I think all you guys were talking about some cool stuff. As long as it's pragmatic, you know what I mean? For me, pragmatic.
And Mary's right. You know, we're all
Useful.
picking up puzzle pieces from each other. I think someone said this on TML today. No, it was. Were you guys watching TML when Avian Buddha was like blackout drunk on there the other night?
I heard about it. Shadow Buddha told me about it. I gotta look at it. I gotta review it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What did he say?
That wind's killing me.
I'm about to bounce it. I'm sorry about that.
No worries. Yeah, just maybe turn it down when it's blowing real hard.
Yeah. Great for a TML show, by the way. So.
Yeah, Avian Buddha, it got into a bit of a tussle with Twilight. Mary Moon, I don't know if you know this or not, but Twilight is a ceremonial magician and uses a lot of chaos magic, but he also studies the Abrahamic traditions. And I don't think because he really necessarily believes in them, but he likes to be knowledgeable about them so he can pick them apart. And then Avian Buddha is like a Buddhist purist. It seems like he lives in Asia too. Is that right? Or he's of Indian descent?
He's Persian.
Oh, he's Persian.
Persian American.
Which means what?
Iran.
Where would that?
Iran, the real Aryans, allegedly.
So it would seem like the Sumerians or the Canaanites would serve him better than Hinduism.
I don't know. Hinduism's pretty comprehensive.
Okay, good magic. Yeah.
I noticed you said Hinduism, not Buddhism, because Buddhism is Hinduism, more or less, right?
Right. Yeah. Okay, anyway, to give you guys the upshot, basically, they were in a little bit of a tussle, and then Twilight said that at one point. He said that we're all here to get various puzzle pieces from each other, so nobody has all of the answers. And I think that's absolutely a part of the Rastafarian conversation model, that we have to realize that we're not really like dictating or giving anybody a doctrine or a dogma that may necessarily serve them, but we may be able to lead them to keys that we found, which could be of use.
Would you say that's hard to do? Like, especially when people are, if they have that chi energy up in their brain and they're trying to be like, it's like an intellectual pissing contest.
Oh yeah, it absolutely can be. Yeah. Like you saw a moment ago, like I pushed back on Mary a little bit with the astrology because it seemed obtuse to me. And it's like, it would be something that I would have to endeavor to study to fully understand it. And that was a little bit of neophobia on my part.
But you actually don't, because women just be popping out babies on those days, making babies and then having the babies, and they don't know. They just did it anyway. Whoops. And it's just the same as everything. Like I won't look sometimes for like a whole year. It's been a long time, but at astrology for like a whole year, I'll try really not to, so that other people aren't like, oh, it's the astrology woman. Oh, she's always talking about astrology. But then it's just everywhere. It's everything. It's the seasons. It snowed right now. It got this crazy storm happened right now. Because remember we were talking, Frank, and that was the moon and Jupiter, and that was just starting with the Mercury and Mars coming together, and everything was getting fucking chaotic and crazy. And
and Mercury going retrograde.
Yeah, and right beside Mars, so they're tight.
Whoa, wait, it's retrograde right now?
Yeah, and it's right with Mars.
Because like 3 good friends of mine from like 15 years have recently come back into my life the last week and a half.
Exactly that,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Friends, Cool.
I had no less than 3 conspiracy cards blow up on me in the past, 36 hours or so.
What'd you say?
Yeah, Hank, you have to speak directly into the microphone.
Yes, and I had 3 conspirators blow up on me within the past 36 hours, so that may be related. I don't know.
Yes, no, that Mercury is with Mars. So Mercury is in general weather for everyone on Earth. Our thoughts. and the mind and the information coming to us has an extra fiery fucking Marsy approach. They're both in Sagittarius. They're both fire right now. And being with Mars is intense as fuck.
It's good magic. Oh, so Hank, was that an incubus or a succubus that was in bed with you?
Incubus or succubus in bed with me? I think it's the same thing. I think they just polymorph back and forth. So
yeah, one at the front, one at the back.
One's a man, right?
God.
I'm just gonna say yes. Because I'm pretty sure they can just polymorph to whatever shape they want.
Yeah, I'm fucking with Hank. He likes a little of both. I know. I'm just messing with you.
Oh yeah, that's the word on the street in the Panelverse.
Yeah, is that true? Because that's rumor, Hank.
Well, that's a rumor I put on myself.
He's
so
dabbled,
if you trust
probably.
me, then it's true. Otherwise, I'm lying.
It's none of my fucking business, and it doesn't matter to me anyway. I love you all the same, Hank. No matter what you do.
I shouldn't bring up this name, but you had brought this name up right before I went on. One of my ops, I guess you could say, which actually are teachers, also. That Landry cat, man.
Okay, Blandry, master of mediocrity.
The clown.
That shit was funny when you said that.
Yeah. Landry the clown.
Serving up the AI schlop.
Jack Talcott introduced me. I was the first person Jack introduced him to when Landry came to the Panelverse. So it's like,
okay,
holy shit. He seems like such a different person from that first meeting.
Yeah, Mary, I don't want you to get too lost in the inside baseball, but like, Mary, do you know a little bit about the Panelverse? You've seen me have.
Not the fuck at all, bro. I remember I hurt myself really bad when Saturn was exactly on my sun. I fucking fucked myself up really bad. Then I ended up doing pharmaceutical drugs, which I haven't done in like 17 years. I did a fucking shitload of them for like 7 months, and I'm fine now. But
have you seen me? Have you seen me have? I've only been with it for about a year now. Have you seen me have conversations with Jack Talcott?
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. Okay. Anyway, there's an entire Panelverse. It's like 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12 people will get on one platform and debate ideas and talk about things like we're doing right now. This, I think, today, November 12th, 2025, is the first official panel that I've ever had. I don't think I've ever had more than 3 people.
Holy shit. I'm here. Yes.
Congratulations, Frank.
Big deal.
Yeah, you guys are
a long way.
You guys are popping my cherry right now. So if we're talking about people that you don't know that we're referencing, then it's people in that kingdom, the so-called Panelverse.
Opposite of the happy, what'd you call where Mary lives? The happy land? It's the opposite, maybe. Sorrowville? I don't know.
Yeah, they live in the hell realm.
The hell realm, there you go. Insatiable desires.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Yeah, I live in Happy Land. They live in the hell realm. I don't know what the fuck's going on. They need to open their eyes up.
Yeah, I don't know. I like that. I have more.
I got a gray hair.
So demons.
Well, you can live in either place, right? It's up to you. You know, you make the best of life, or you just fucking wallow in the sewage. I mean, you make the decision.
Yeah, Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, "The heaven and hell are a state of mind." On one side.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. My dad used to tell me that when I was a kid. I'd say, "Dad, I'm bored," and he'd say, "Kid, boredom's a state of mind." And I'd go to my mom and I'd say, "Hey, Mom, Dad told me boredom was a state of mind," because I had no idea what that meant. And she said, "Yeah, that's right, kid. Only boring people are bored."
Ooh.
She's like, "Are you a boring?" I love
shaming.
No.
It's awesome. She's right.
It took me about a decade to figure out what the fuck they were talking about, but yeah, I finally figured it out.
Yeah, Frank, I got a question since you're here. What would you say, even though China is right, I'm sure you know Taiwan, you're talking about your teacher, your Sifu is from Taiwan.
That's right.
Would you say that Taoism is the backbone of spirituality in Taiwan, or Buddhism, or a combination between all that and folk religion, Chinese folk religion?
That's a good question. I would say that in Taiwan, I think they have more of a syncretism and they're more open because it's an island, so it has more commerce via maritime exploration and stuff. Whereas China is more isolated, and in China, Taoism and Buddhism are more clearly distinguished. So that's what I would think. Yeah.
More of a synergy, huh? Here in Taiwan.
Yeah, definitely.
I see that.
The Taiwan's way more progressive than it is here.
But I definitely see that Taoist with all the temples, the temple culture,
Oh
big
fuck yeah,
thing.
they're
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ones that like truly embrace like folk and religious Taoism, whereas here in China, like it transformed, like it almost became invisible and just became a part of the regular curriculum for young people. Like they're Taoists, but they don't even know it.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Good way to put it.
But you know, the babies here learn all about the seasons too, and that's astrology. That's our astrology.
Yeah.
It's tropical Western astrology. It's just the 4 seasons. So
And astrotheology is a big part of that, right? Like
yeah,
the expression of the biblical stories through using the
God.
cosmos and the zodiac.
the Son of God thing on the cross is big for everyone.
Yeah, so
Everyone-
Gabe, Hank, are you guys familiar with that? The Son on the Cross and like its connections with astrotheology?
Well, I moved. Yes, I've definitely. I think the first time I was introduced was Zeitgeist. Hearing about
Oh
that,
yeah,
but,
Zeitgeist. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
did you say you're 47 too?
48.
I just turned 48 today or yesterday.
Yesterday.
Oh,
wow.
Yesterday, yeah.
Oh, yeah, same year
Birthday,
as me.
baby.
That's the same
Yeah,
year. As you.
there you
That's the
go.
same year as your wife too, Frank.
Yeah,
77 to Snake.
77. Right now, we're in the snake year right now as we speak.
Yeah, did you wear your birthday suit for your wife?
Oh yeah. I said, with mommy daddy time when my son went to school. That's too much information. Fuck.
Nice.
We're
So you got a
adults.
Scorpio
We're
sun
adults.
too. That's pretty sweet. Scorpio sun.
So he's a
Yeah.
snake and a Scorpio, is that right? Is that what I heard?
Yes. Yeah. I got that Slytherin mode. So, yeah. Mercury and Sag too right now.
Well, that's what you were from Mercury Sag. Oh yeah, I could look at the ephemeris, but I'm on slow Wi-Fi or.
And you
Whoa.
said your moon. You said your moon and rising as well. What was it?
My moon is in Scorpio, and my Venus is in Scorpio, Sun in Scorpio, and Uranus in Scorpio. But my rising is Taurus. That's why people go, "You're a nice guy," until they piss me off. Until they piss me off, and it all comes out. And I think that's what happened on the Panelverse recently, Frank. I literally blew it up, and most of them hate me, which is fine. You know, it's fine.
That happens.
But,
Been there, done that.
Yeah. So, but I'm so happy. Like, maybe I'm jumping the gun. I'm so happy. Like, this is cool what we're doing right here. Because I've
Well,
definitely been refreshing.
Wait a minute. Before you go too far afield, you kind of left me hanging there. I didn't catch all that. So, do you care to give a little backstory and tell us what's going on? I mean, that would be useful for Mary too.
I'm
I guess it has to do with the Landry guy, right? Because when Jack introduced me to him two and a half months ago, we became thick as thieves for a while there. For a lot happened like in a month. Like really, he's Scorpio, 7th house. Both of us have a lot of planets in the 7th house. We're both Scorpios, and he's into astrology. And we were just building on that and that until he said some really disrespectful things that I felt were very disrespectful to me. And then he started talking shit about me on his panel, another panel, and I felt, a certain type of way. And I confronted him about it, and he just doubled down. So I said, okay, and to make a long story short, I knew because these people always come back to my panel, even though they might not like me at the moment. So he came back like everything was okay, and I hit him with the Scorpio. Revenge is a dish best served. Right. Just I got your moment, right? And it had to do with this, like his dad killing somebody, and it was on national news, and because he had told me about it on my panel, he brought it up on my panel before, but he didn't tell me at the time it was his dad on my stream.
Right.
He waited till after.
I had heard about that.
Yeah.
So Mary, if you don't know, supposedly this guy's dad ran over a little kid and then fled the scene.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I was laughing for a second because you're just
until that
Scorpio. You're just so Scorpio about it. And then I had the perfect opportunity came up and I fucking stung him.
Yep.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. So I told him, because I was like, you're gonna call me gutless and spineless, yet your dad, you didn't hold your dad accountable for being a gutless and spineless, what he called me. And then ever since I did that, it's kind of been on. And people have been picking sides and stuff. They think some people think oh my God, I can't believe you did that. But they don't look at my point of view, like how he disrespected me, how I felt pretty disrespectful what he said to me,
Fair game.
But anyway,
Yeah.
what's up? Yeah, fair game. That's what I thought too. And ever since then, like, because I was known as, I think maybe Hank can attest to this, as the quote nice guy, the Taurus, right? So, like, nice guy, you know, you can come and talk to me and all that shit, which is true. But if you keep disrespecting, you keep poking the bull's gonna, you know, sting you. In this case, the scorpion tail, and that's what happened.
You'll get the horns. Keep poking the bull.
You get the horn, yeah.
Yeah, no, Scorpio.
Yeah.
You have moon square Mars, so I don't know if you knew that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's I have moon square Mars too.
Yeah. And I'm
All
on
right,
my own
well,
side, so I don't really.
That one's massive. Like, not
True
only
that.
do you have moon
So
square Mars, but like you're a Scorpio, so you have the Scorpio, the Sun. We're all Mars Leo. Leo is fire, and it's all squaring all your Scorpio. So
That's my favorite Leo and Mars, my placement. I love that placement.
it's pretty
Here's an
big.
honorable mention to Blandry, guys. I call him Maestro of Mediocrity, Schiller of AI Schlop, Blandry the Bald. So you could tell him that I was talking shit about him, and maybe he'll come over here and cause some trouble. Because, like, I don't know, he was on Jack's show for like 3 or 4 days, and then immediately he just started talking shit about everyone on his own channel.
Everyone, yeah.
Yeah, that's like
Not-
a clown.
Yeah.
Out throwing pies, just like OTW.
Mhm.
And then they threw pies at each other. And it's hilarious.
But
Yeah, so
would you
it
see?
seems like
Go ahead.
like common panel versus antics. I don't know,
Yeah.
juvenile shit.
But Landry,
It,
but
to the
Landry,
extreme, though.
yeah, so Landry does it faster. He's a tweener apparently, so he goes through his loops much rapidly. So he does everything, but he goes fast. So that's why he already goes with Jack Talcott. He already met Joe Cool. He already did this little back and forth. OTW. He's doing it fast, and so this is only his 3rd month. So
It's power plays, bro. Like Scorpio extreme shit. Like little power dynamics and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, in the weather
He
right
gets
now,
where the power goes.
is definitely Scorpio right now. And
Yeah.
Scorpio, Mercury, and Mars, they just finished Scorpio, so they're just getting to Sagittarius. So that means the last like month and a bit was all Mars going through Scorpio for a month and a half, Mercury going through Scorpio. A lot of fights. Like, people,
You're
they
right.
finally want to get revenge. It's a good way to put it.
But then there's also like this with the Sagittarius coming up, like you said. When I think of Sag too, I think of the jovialness in the opportunities, like expansion of the planet Jupiter.
Yeah.
Like you know, like, so that's one good thing about it. So hopefully we're doing it right now. It's, like you said, everything's in the season, right?
Yeah,
Well,
and
Mercury is like in a shit sign in Sagittarius. They say, it's like
I know, debilitated, huh?
and
That's
its
my
tarot
life.
card is temperance, so it's a kind of balancing as well. We have 2 really
That's right.
big balancing factors in the major arcana. One is Libra, which is justice, right? And then the other is temperance, the angel.
ooh.
Yeah, his foot, the angel's foot's on land and water, right, Frank? Not the card.
Right. Yeah, one
Yeah.
foot on the prime material plane and the other in the subconscious.
Yeah.
That's why Mercury in Jupiter signs like Pisces or Sagittarius has a hard time. It's because it's so open-minded, it's so expansive that it stumbles and seems scatterbrained and lost, and then it has these deep epiphany moments and then back to it's just all over the place,
Mary, would you say about Mercury in Scorpio though, it could be challenging sometimes because with the Sag like belief, always trying to get to what they believe, expressing it. If we're not talking about something we really truly believe in, it can be kind of confusing getting to the point. Or am I?
What you mean? Okay, what, like you mean Sagittarius people in general? Or?
No, Sag and Mercury. I have Mercury in Sagittarius, and I'm thinking about if I'm not talking about something I truly believe in, I can see how maybe some people can get confused of what I'm talking about because I'm kind of confused. But I'm not truly behind what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, but also not only that, but like what I find is for myself, like I have Pisces Mercury, so I have like the fucking worst one where I am fucking processing 50 things. Plus I have children. Plus I have a whole bunch of farm animals, and so I'm like attached to them, like. ethereally. And so I have all these strings, all these things. So that's all in my mind. And then when I'm talking to new people, I'm like trying to process the tones of their voice and all those other things that, I don't know, other people are just like, how's the weather? I'm having, not saying you guys, but if you don't have Scorpio especially, which I know you two do, I don't know Hank's chart, but like, just more spiritual people in watery, deep signs like that.
Yeah, I could send you. I could send my chart. I do have a Mercury in Sagittarius. So.
Oh, when's your birthday, Hank?
December 14th.
Oh, okay, Sag. That's cool. Another Sag.
Wait, I thought Frank Monday was a Cancer sun sign. You have Scorpio stuff going on?
He's my
Frank?
twin.
Yeah.
He's my twin.
Yeah, Mary knows my chart pretty good.
Are you guys both Cancers? Sun
No, we're
signs?
both Pisces with Moon and Scorpio.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right.
So we also have the same moon phase. And that's like the storyteller moon phase, where we are actually teachers and we storytell a lot with experiences in life. It's sort of it's sort of like a Jupiter moon phase where it's not full anymore. So it doesn't have this thing to show off as much. And it's more about like coming down from that a tiny bit to the people below and being like disseminating all this information for them.
Okay. Oh,
that can be in any sign though. Anyone can have that.
Is that?
Yeah, like
Eric. You guys do with the Scorpio flare because it's in a.
Yes. Yeah, like ours is in water signs. So ours is our spiritual thing. Like that's what water signs are about. They're like these deep undercurrents and things that people, feelings and magic and all this stuff that people don't understand.
Yeah. What about so I can find if I find my moon cycle, it's probably what phase the moon was in when I was born. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, do you know? Yeah.
I think it was a new moon.
If you just say like
Scorpio.
the degree of your sun and then the degree of your moon, then I'll tell you.
Let me get old astro matrix. I like that program.
Yeah, like Frank and I we're not the same year, so we don't have the exact same charts. And he has things in better positions for. Well, I'll just say not like better, but I mean exalted. He does have things at home and exalted. Obviously, he has Mars in Capricorn, and he's very active physically, way more than me, in structured Capricorn ways, where he's like a dance instructor and all this martial arts and Qigong, Jugidong, and all that, and fucking.
Yeah, that's right. The devil. I like to show my horns and swing my fucking tail.
It's very structured, fucking organized Capricorn and stuff. If you look at it, like compared to other Pisces, like you'll see Frank and whoa, he's got all this organized shit. And it's like, what? How did you do that? Well, he's got things that the other Pisces don't have, obviously.
Mary, how do I send you my chart? I have it already drafted, so I can just send it to you.
How can you send it? How do you do that? Yeah, do that. Yeah.
When you look at when it has the two numbers on your moon degrees or whatever, it has like mine for the sun. It says 18, and then it says, it says 18, and then degree sign and 30 for my sun.
Oh wait, wait. It should say like the degree with a little circle, like for the degree symbol. That says
okay.
3?
So that one. So when it has the number and then the degree symbol, that's the degree you're saying.
So yeah,
So mine is
18. Is a little circle?
18.
Yeah, because you're born just a few days ago, right?
Yes, and then
guys, everybody's roboting really hard for me, so I'm gonna dip out.
Okay.
Probably with me. I was going back and forth on my browser. Then it says 14 degrees moon.
Oh, okay. So that's really cool. So when you're actually born in like the very darkest part of the moon, not a new moon.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So that's not a new moon?
No, like that's the very, very, it's a very deep, like Pisces, like spiritual spot to be born. It's the balsamic moon. It's the dark of the moon. And it's when, so if you pick like the sun was 18 degrees, very easy in math. And the moon was only 14. So the moon had to get to 18 to be the exact conjunction. And then after that a bit, right, would come out. So there's this old astrologer, he's passed away now, but he used to call that moon phase the chalkboard full. So you came out with the knowledge of every other moon phase, and you're just about like, you just are this fountain of knowledge somehow. Like even when you were a baby, I'm sure you had these deep sort of revelations about things when you were small, you know, really, really small. And your mom was like, whoa, how did you know that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's part of it. I mean, Scorpio is also like that, but that's another big part of your movie.
Interesting.
So if you guys are excuse me, Hank, if you guys are a week of, you and Frank are a week of the Moonface storyteller, do you know offhand what mine would be? Is that the chalkboard thing?
Oh, I mean, don't like the guy that I was saying, Kelly Lee Phipps, that's what he called yours, the chalkboard.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know like other names for it. There's a ton though, but like it's the balsamic moon, so like it's the dark moon, like the dark balsamic vinegar, where you can't really see it. I don't know, like you can allegory it.
That's sufficient right there. I like that.
Yeah.
You open another chamber, Mary. Thank you.
I like to say it's like the Pisces, right? I relate everything to the 12 signs. So the last moon phase, like that, like you're born in, is the Pisces moon phase. Like the old.
Because the Pisces has experienced everything, all the signs, right?
Yeah.
They're the last on the thing.
Yeah.
I'm a life path 9 too, and that's a lot of times they say, "They, who are they?" that's you experienced a lot of things already. So. Yeah.
But Frank's better at his things, and you can see like anyone that you meet will be good at certain things. You can see it in their chart. Frank, when I saw Frank's chart, well, first of all, it was fucking weird as hell. Like I can't remember the transit. I wish I remember the name. And just met this guy in Coast to Coast Radio. Like they were talking about aliens, and then this guy was like talking about spiritual stuff, and he's like, "Come to my stream instead." And I'm like, "All right."
Oh, that's how you met Frank?
Yeah, just randomly one day.
In the chat or something?
Yeah, in the chat at Coast to Coast.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's how I got my first set of subs, was by poaching Coast to Coast.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We were making fun of that show hard because I mean, so, you gotta love them, but like some of the fucking guests are hilarious. Like,
Frank, do you guys have a Discord or something?
Yeah,
yeah. There's Lunar Light Entertainment Discord. You can find it on the About section on my YouTube page.
Okay.
And Hank asked, "Is Discord or email better, Mary?"
Well, you can tag me in Frank's Discord. I'm in there, and there's also an astrology room in Frank's Discord. I think still from me that I put there a long time ago, maybe.
Oh yeah, I'll drop it there then. That'd be fine.
Yeah, and you can screenshot it where your name and your information is gone if you want.
I don't care. I've been leaking it all over the place.
Okay.
I want to see if anyone knows how to use it.
And I think Hank, you're in our Discord, right, Hank?
I don't recall. I'm at double check.
You said leaking, and I thought of our early conversation, Frank, about semen retention. 1 week.
Yeah, don't waste a drop.
No, I think there's a lot of truth to that too. I know who do that, and I mean, I think it's somewhat the same for women, and it could be a lot of things in your chart. All I was saying about that George Carey guy is like that's a really fascinating theory. But as an astrologer, I can see things like right now Mercury is with Mars. So like if you had say Moon in Sagittarius, right where Mercury and Mars are right now, it's different. You know what I mean? Like that might be a time when you have way more of this seed. Maybe that's a time or something. I didn't like how simplified they made it, and like people keep talking about this fucking George Carey's book, blah blah blah.
Well, yeah, no, there's times when you can just drain off gallons, right? High tide.
Yeah, I mean, exactly, really, yeah. You can't like simplify.
Frank, you update your Discord link. It's too old.
Oh,
like an everlasting fountain of life.
You said gallons, man. But the way you said it, it's like not even being metaphorical.
I'm just fucking proud.
That's just
okay. I'm gonna help Hank. I'm gonna get a link for Hank. Hold on.
Thank you.
Put it in the back. Never mind. I'll find it on. Hank will. I'm sure if I ask nicely, Hank will help me with that later on.
Yeah, it's good magic. I really appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out and doing paneling with me. Gabe, I'll definitely have to come over and check out your show when I see you live. I don't know if I always get the notifications or not, so maybe I have to have a look at that.
Ring that bell.
Hank, I'm pretty sure that I'm subbed to you as well, so I think I've subbed all you guys. So
yeah,
I'll keep an eye out for that. I've been seeing Hank
I'll send you a DM. I'll say, at least in the beginning, because it'll be a couple weeks before I go live again. Yeah, I'll send you a DM, Frank. I'll find you on Discord.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because we're in the same time zone. The rest of these guys are fucked. They're in the States.
I know.
Hank's in the States. Mary's in Canada.
Frank, we're Back to the Future. Marty McFly in it. We're the first out here. out the gate.
Yes,
Starting the
but I
day.
work on a disco shift, so I'll be up in Europe somehow.
I think you're a vampire, Morpheus, among other things.
Possibly.
You don't need sleep.
Or a werewolf. One of the two.
Yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna eat the spaghetti dinner my wife made for us. I really appreciate you guys, and this is a great birthday gift. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.
Much love, Gabe.
Peace.
Blessings, man. Have a good one.
Peace, guys.
Happy birthday.
All right. Happy solar return. Yes, he's gone. Okay. Bye-bye. Nice to meet you. I sent the link. I got there.
Yes, and I was not in there, so there you go.
Cool.
Yeah, I was suspicious that we had a Hank in there already. Maybe it's someone masquerading as you.
More than one person has the name Hank, though.
Okay, yeah, I'll
That's
double
so
check it.
Scorpio moon. I'm always suspicious of everything. Just like, what the?
Right? They're always trying to wear the Hank mask.
I know. There's so many Hanks. Fuck. Hank
crazy.
and Frank. Wait a second.
I got on X or Twitter for the first time in a long time. I'd never really used it. And there's like 50 Frank Mondays on there. I'm like, what the fuck?
Whoa, what?
And they're not clones of you. They're just happening.
I saw you saying that on Discord.
Yeah, they're just other people. It's weird. On YouTube, I'm the only Frank Monday as far as I know. I think there's one other dude like in Zimbabwe. But it's pretty much just me and him.
Prince Frank Monday. Or is that the other country? No, Nigeria.
Yeah, Nigeria. That's right. He's a Nigerian prince.
I'm like, how are people still falling for that? I'm watching YouTube documentaries. Like, that was the first thing in my email. Like, you know, we got emails back in like the late 80s. And then the first thing we got was fucking, hello, I'm fucking Prince Dudu from Nigeria. And I know.
Oh, no. Yeah, it's legit. If you send him $500, man, he's going to put you in his will. You'll inherit 10 million.
And there's still people falling for that right fucking now.
That's a big deal.
I think you had to put me in the group on Discord before I can post to that public astrology room. Unless you want to post it to.
Okay. Well, I'm just a moderator. The guy who actually started that was Free Gift from God. So I'll do it after this transmission.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll send it to Mary directly then.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'd have
Mary,
to do that.
it's Mary A, right?
Or you could send her your Discord and then she could. You got a Discord too, right, Hank?
Yeah,
Wait.
I have a Discord
messaged.
account, but I don't have it.
I messaged, just add me. Just add me.
Yeah, just add her directly.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, I see you.
And here on YouTube, Mary, you might like to sub to both Hank and Gabe in PC the Game because they're both of them, I think, know more about astrology than I do. So
Okay, send links in the Discord. Send links if you want me to sub stuff in the Discord.
Okay.
Go there.
I'll do so.
Hank, what is your YouTube channel? I've never heard you mention it on panel.
Yeah, I'm not big on promoting it. I let the smart people just find me, and the riffraff can just go down the river.
Okay. But it would be something like Hank Oflimia 55590 or something. What is it?
Yeah, I'll drop the link at my.
Yeah, you'll drop it in the private so I can double check, make sure I'm subbed. Because I've seen you go live a few times, but then I don't. Because Mary, like I said, if you don't know much about the panel verse, there's like I'm probably subbed to like a dozen people now in this so-called panel verse where everyone interacts on each other's channel, and so everyone kind of jumps around from channel to channel. I only interact with two anymore, really, just Jack Talcott and TML, The Machine Lies, and then another one called Ironwork 92,000. Do you know Ironwork 92,000, Hank?
Negative.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
Okay.
You know Brother Sanchez, though, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Ironwork, I think, was like originally affiliated with Brother Sanchez. Then he went off on his own.
Oh, I know Brother Sanchez.
Do you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I know who he is. Yeah. The only reason I really don't listen to him is because he does sidereal astrology, which is fine. I mean, I don't just fall in the constellations, but the astrology that I do is not constellations. It's the tropics.
Well, I've never watched Brother Sanchez, and the only reason I know him is because Ironwork talks about him.
Oh, okay. Well,
No.
that's some cool shit for sure. And
But
he's
yeah,
black, and so like he talks about black
Right.
people stuff, and like I'm the whitest white. I'm fucking Irish and German, so like I listen to black people stuff sometimes, but I'm not black. So when I'm sitting there and everyone in the chat's like brother this and all that, I'm like, oh okay. I just feel
well,
silly.
if you didn't notice, Hank is also black.
I know.
I don't pay any attention to those black people.
Yeah, I know. Like some people don't, and I don't really like go to the white only channels either, and like be like,
That's
yeah,
so
what?
funny.
Like, I'm just all over the place. Like whatever. I'm just saying. I'm just honest.
Hank's awesome though. Like I know Hank from Hank comes on everybody's panel. I've seen him on Flow State. I've seen him on Jax. I've seen you on TML. I've seen you just about everywhere in the panelverse from time to time.
Yep.
But you're not a regular on anyone really. You just kind of pop in and out when you want to.
Exactly.
That's what
I think it's a good way to be. I'm only a regular.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm only a regular on Jax and TML. Now TML's name is Mohammed, right?
Yes. Muhammad Kang.
Oh, okay. Because I've been calling him Kong the whole time. I thought his name was Kong, but it is right. It's Kang's Kang.
Yeah.
Oh, we was Kangs. No, you know what really fascinating? Are you like? I didn't know this until very long after. I used to love reggae. I loved it, always loved it. And I know every Bob Marley song, even the most obscure fucking rando Bob Marley song. And I always like pretend to have the accent and stuff. And my friends are like, why do you always do that? Like, and I'm like, I'm just joking. I just love it, Then I found out way, way later that there was actually a whole bunch of Irish slaves sent to the Caribbean. And that's why part of their accent is like it is because of the Irish. And they were
Odale.
Yeah,
that's really good. NPC the game says that he's a Scottish Irish Blaxican.
Nice. All right.
Odale vato. Que onda, way, amigo. Yeah. So I'm thinking they put Mexican there at the end, right? Black, Mexican, Scottish, Irish. That's quite a mix.
It is, yes.
He's like Ichigo Kurosaki, but all the races.
Yeah, my Irish is Scottish mix too. It's like Scottish, English, Irish, Canadian shit mix. One of those, and then yeah.
And Mary, you said you're a German, Irish, Scandinavian. Was that right?
No, like my dad is actually from Germany. My dad was a German citizen. He came here, and my mom is like her mom was a shit mix Canadian, and then her dad, my grandpa, where I got my red hair, was sold as a slave, although a lot of people don't like it when I say slave because there was no white slaves, they'll say. So you can call him an indentured servant, and he was sold to a farm in Saskatchewan where
Of
they
course
had
there were white
farms.
slaves. That's where the name comes from. They're ridiculous.
The Slavs, yeah, Slavics.
So that was where I got my red hair, and he was that interesting mixes.
Yeah, it's good magic. Well, I'm a German Irish Jew, as most of you know, and my children are German Irish Jew, Chinese Jews. So, like, I always get a little bit of my feathers ruffled when people are talking shit about the Jews. I'm like, wait a goddamn minute, I'm a third Jew now.
My grandpa was literally in the war on German side, so yeah.
You can have a fun conversation with DK Spearsy eventually, if you haven't already.
No, I really haven't talked to DK, but we always hit it off like in a battle form. Like I always talk shit to him as soon as I hear him. Why? What's his story?
He doesn't like your people.
Oh, he doesn't like the little hat guys with the red shoes.
Yes.
Well, I'm a Messianic Jew, so he can suck a dick. I'm gonna tell him that when I see him too.
Excellent.
Yeah, what is his story? What's up with DK? He's an Australian, right?
Yeah, I think he was a roofer, and he hurt his back, and now he's on public assistance and hopes to make money making fear porn about the small hats. Which.
All right. We ain't got no motherfucking
so many
room.
people.
We ain't got no motherfucking room at the table for no Australians. I'm sorry to say that, but
That's so.
yeah, I don't know. Are there any Aussies out here? Really, I haven't seen any Aussies on panel. Really, mostly Canadians and Americans.
Yeah, there's only two Aussies I know, because there's three. There's three.
DK and the Drunken Scottish or whatever. What's that guy's name?
I know that Mark Reed's Australian too, and he's not drunk. So you're allowed to be sober in Australia, apparently.
Okay. Yeah, it's illegal to be sober, right?
I'm not sure.
Like
He's sober, I think.
Oh, he is. Okay. Yeah, it's mostly against the law. Like, you have to stay drunk if you're an Australian. Thomas Sally's theory is that immigrants from northern
Eternal's
England
Australian, but she hasn't been around. She wanted a break from the panels.
Black Slate reference from okay. Do you guys know Thomas Sowell theory?
Thomas Sowell, yes.
Okay. Yeah, Gabe had mentioned that.
I'm surprised I knew anyone that you said so far, ever.
No, you guys drop a lot of names that I don't know. Like you said that the George Carey guy, he's got a YouTube channel or someone else?
No, he's dead. He's dead. His book is long ago. It's Santos Bonacci who made him sort of famous again in this like truther movement-ish community.
Can you slow down a little bit? How do you say that? What? Sanchez?
Santos Bonacci.
Santos. What's the last
I'm gonna
name?
write it in the chat.
Okay, yeah, do that. Do that, because I can't spell all that fucking Latin, Spanish shit. What you talking about? I'm American.
No, it's Italian. Santos Bonacci.
Okay, Bonacci. Oh yeah, I gotcha.
Anyway,
I spelled
made fun
Santos
of him
correctly.
I don't think he likes me because I've made fun of him. And once I called into like a live stream with him in like 2012 or 2013, where I was calling him a lot. And,
Oh wow.
And I don't know, he hung up. And then also the next day, he made a video talking about Mary Moon is not me, but like he was talking about the moon and the allegory that the moon is called Mary, you know, and he was talking about like that the moon is a seductress and an evil temptress and all this stuff, like the
That's
worst.
right. You succubus. How dare you? Get behind me, Satan. In the name of Jesus Christ, I cast thee into the pigs.
And he said also, I was in the chat every day and I was doing charts for everyone for free. It just like fascinated by everyone, you know, because I'm like, oh, that guy's more pushy. He's obviously got Aries, you know, or strong Mars, and just in the chat. And then Santos was looking at the chat and he goes, one shall not make a jest of astrology.
Really? How dare you,
like,
temptress?
He's so embarrassed.
Where's my money, ho?
That's right.
We're
Drop
getting
some
our
money,
astrology
ho.
for free. Come on.
They banned me from the chat. Like, dude, I was like following him for like 12 years. I was one of the not even following him because I'm so annoyed to listen to him because he's
So he was doing panels 10 years ago?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
easy, yeah. On syncretism radio, there was like a whole radio show I used to call into all the time, like a radio show. We had tons of listeners. Most of
That's
them are
amazing.
in the UK, I think.
I thought the panel verse was like something new within the last few
Nope.
years.
Nope, that was a live bump sector. That's not
Okay.
new at all.
It was really fun, and a lot of the videos were on YouTube, but a lot of them have been taken down now.
DK is from New Zealand, says Gabe. And yes, Gabe, I know Jess White. I'm subbed to her. I do go on her panel occasionally. I forgot about that.
I forgot about her too. I guess she's more bland than Blandry.
Yeah, she's easy to forget about. That's right, yeah. Blender's pretty fucking bland, though, man.
Yeah, I don't know these people, but it's fun to hear about everyone. I mean,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I go in and out. You know, I do my own thing. I'm very on my own.
It's
Even
good,
though
yeah.
I'm
This is the
super
first time I've
active
seen you in a
farm.
while. Like, I mean, a couple of times now, but yeah, it's been a while. Like, shit, probably half a year.
Yeah, you watch those transits, man. They do. I knew Saturn was coming for me, but I just didn't know what it was. And then I
Okay.
wanted to fucking die. I was laying in bed. I did something to my rib. I have slipped rib syndrome because I'm made of rubber.
Yeah.
It's like hypermobility. I have hypermobility. You used to call it double jointed in the 80s and the 90s.
Well, and Hank's not too far from where you're at. Hank, you're in Illinois, right? Or something like that.
Negative. I'm in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. You guys are neighbors.
I'm in Nova Scotia. I forget where Pennsylvania is. Is that by New York or something?
It's right
Yes.
below you.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like spitting distance.
Yeah, if you spit like Superman.
The Pennsylvania
Right.
Dutch, like I know that. Like my dad, he's from Germany, right? And when he came here, he's very Christian, and he made friends with the Mennonites and the Hutterites here, which are basically the Amish in Canada.
Yeah, we've got Mennonites in the U.S. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah, and then my dad would try to like marry me off to them, and so that was
Yeah, that's good. In fact, our Mennonite communities are bigger than our Amish communities. In like, my mother's family was from Tennessee. They're Appalachian Irish.
there you go. And the Appalachian people came from here, Nova Scotia. This is old Acadia, where like the French had already settled this land, but then the English came here, the crown,
All right.
kicked everyone out. So the French were living here peacefully with the Mi'kmaq Indians and whoever else were here, Irish, Scottish, a whole bunch of people were here. And then the crown came and had the big Indian war and then kicked them all out. And So where I live exactly right now in Nova Scotia is like the heart of Acadia, and you'll see old families that got expelled come back here, but they were expelled to the Appalachian Mountains, is my point.
Oh, very good. Very
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
So that's maybe where your family even came from. Who knows?
I might have a little Canadian in me, as much as I would fucking hate to admit it, right?
A KD. You know the word Cajun, right? Is a Cajun, a KG, a Cajun. Like,
Okay.
that's
And the only reason I say that is because I've had one really bad experience with a very negative Canadian that kind of soured my, and it was kind of, I think you were one of my first experiences with someone Canadian. And then this was like my second experience. But the dude is such a fucking rat turd that it kind of soured me on Canadians.
Probably
Did
from
you-
Ontario.
Is it King Stephen or was it OTW? Or was it
No, not King Steve. It's Queen Stephanie, leader of Team Evil.
Oh yeah, Queen Stephen. I forgot.
Yeah.
I bet you $50 they're from Ontario.
I don't know. Hank, do you know where he's from?
I don't know exactly.
Do you know the Demon Slayer? The Demon Slayer dropped docs on him the other day. Did you know he was legitimately in an asylum for like 10 years?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah. They're going. Demon Slayer's been gone daily on him. Oh my.
He wrote a published manifesto for his schizophrenia.
Yep.
Did you read it? Did you read his manifesto?
I had other fish cooking, and so I didn't read the manifesto yet.
Oh, okay. I did. It wasn't very good, but you know, it is what it is.
Frank, you'll read anything, Frank.
Yeah, I like to read. It was mildly entertaining.
Nerd.
Yeah, it was mildly entertaining. Yeah, so his name's Queen Stephanie. He or she, I'm not sure. And she is the de facto leader of Team Evil, and she summons minions out of the sewer and to attack you. So you better watch out.
No, those are sock puppets.
Sock puppets. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Is it all her on the same account? On just
Yeah,
suck
loves to play with puppets.
Yes. I can't verify for sure, but I don't know those people, and they never go anywhere else. So.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead.
So it's just a strong chance that they're the sock puppets, because most of the time the chatters move around, but theirs don't move anywhere. Plus, he banned everyone else from their chat. So it seems like a stock puppet operation, but I can't prove it right now.
Right. And honestly, like, I don't think there's a single person that he's ever interacted with that he doesn't go back immediately to his own channel and just talk a gang of shit about. He talks shit about everyone. So if you ever cross paths with him, then you'll make it onto his channel, because that's the essential content of his channel. He live streams 10 to 12 hours a day, every day, Monday through Sunday. And I don't know how he even like survives. I don't get it, but
Probably on public assistance.
yeah, that's right.
Or they're independently wealthy somehow.
Yeah, like some people be lucky with a trust fund.
Well, yeah, he's streaming literally 80 hours a week. That's more than a full-time job.
That's 2 full-time jobs. That's you're a manager. You're stuck there all the time. You manage a shitty company. That's how much he streams.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I can only monologue for about 30 minutes, and then I got to start throwing in some music and videos and shit. I went an hour today, which is more than I usually go.
Yeah, this has been going for a long time.
Yeah, yesterday we did 4 hours 20 minutes, something like that. If there's people here to talk to, fuck, I can go all night. But just solo in it, that's crazy talk.
Yeah, it is. I know. I've clicked some of yours where no one joins, and I was like, Frank.
Yeah.
I'm listening to you. I'm answering. I'm in the kitchen. I'm yelling at the screen.
That's the regular for me, though. Yeah, I did the live drive jive for like a year, and I think it was just C2C folks, like just coast to coast folks that tuned in. And nobody would ever come on panel except for Free Gift from God. He was the only one that would come up and talk to me.
I did when I wasn't busy, but we got.
Yeah, you did a few times.
We have a farm now and everything, so we have a lot of shit. Okay.
I didn't mean he was the only one, but he was the only one that would like regularly. How's he? Yeah, and then Owen and stuff. There were a bunch of people that would chat regularly in the chat room. But yeah, not as many people will come on panel, because that's more of a commitment, you know.
Yeah, it is. I was gonna ask you how to live stream now, because I gotta some people that wanted me to do astrology stuff, and so I was like, okay, well, I didn't want to have a live stream and just sit there by myself either. I'm like, I'm not going to do that, because then if I have to run outside or do something, it's just dead.
Yeah. Do you have a free StreamYard account?
No,
Or
but
Restream.
I'll figure it out, I guess.
Yeah,
that's what we're on right now. You'll get free 20 free hours a month, I think, if you want the free account. So it's pretty good.
Oh, only 20.
And then you can do like calls with it, like Zoom calls behind the scenes, as much as you want for free. So that's kind of cool.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, I'll join that then.
Yeah, like if I ended the live stream right now, we could stay in this room and continue talking. And you can open rooms and give people the link and invite them, and you don't have to stream it.
Oh, neat. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And Hank, do you have a free account, or are you paying for StreamYard?
I'm paying right now.
How much is it?
How much is it? I mean,
I think it's like $50 a month, right? It's pretty expensive.
It's close to 50.
Yeah, and if you pay for it, you got a lot more tools. Like it operates way better. But the free account is still really good.
Yeah, I usually do free everything. I mean, if people start calling in and they want me to do readings and they want to give donations, and then I'm making more than $50, then I would pay for it probably.
Yeah. But there's like 4 different services that you can use that are free. There's like Restream, this one, another one, and I've used all of them. And StreamYard is the best one. It's the easiest. It's the smoothest. It has all the tools set up like in a really good way. The other ones are not as good, but you can get them too. Like if I'm about to go over my 20 hours on StreamYard, and so if I stream again before the end of the month, I'll have to use Restream.
Oh,
StreamYard interface is pretty good. Restream can stream to more things with less money.
Yeah.
But Restream doesn't give you the it's more expensive to have more managers on Restream than StreamYard. Stream operators.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I say all these things, like it takes me years sometimes to actually do this shit. Like, fuck.
Oh,
Same
yeah.
for me.
Yeah, me too. I'm an absolute Luddite. I mean, the fact that I'm using it at all is a pretty big step.
Yeah, once I clicked like this other thing, man, it's so hard. It opens all these windows within windows, and you're supposed to like move. Oh my god, that was just too much. Then I closed it and never opened it again. Someone told me to open that for streaming. I'm like, okay, and then I fucking opened it. I'm like,
yeah, Discord's pretty crazy too.
Yeah,
yes. Exactly.
OBS is annoying.
Now, OBS, you can use that to stream directly over YouTube, and you don't have to. That's free, totally free, and it's got enough tools.
YouTube allows you to stream directly to YouTube now. So.
Right. But YouTube, I would think that YouTube would up its game and make its platform a little more like StreamYard. It wouldn't cost them anything to do it, and then nobody would use any of these other services. They would just use YouTube directly. So why don't they do that?
Yeah, they might.
If they're smart, they would put a shim the brand is not YouTube, but it's actually YouTube, and then you could then they make more money. They don't even know who's they're giving it to.
Right. It's almost like they create all of these sub-services or able to like siphon more money out of people.
Yeah.
No, they would never do that. There's no conspiracy like that. No. It's not about money. Never.
Like VPNs you got to pay for and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I could, but at this point, I'm like, whatever. They're gonna spy on me and see that I talk about astrology, and yeah, I don't know, whatever.
They could be here right now.
I just garden and like stay outside most of the time. I'm sitting right now looking outside. That's how I'm sitting here so long now. I decided to sit in front of the big window looking outside. It snowed. All my farm animals are hiding right now behind the tarp I put. Because it's cold.
How much did it snow, Mary? And sorry, guys. Yeah, my internet's getting throttled. I think StreamYard is throttling me because I'm approaching the end of my free hours.
Yeah, you should save your hours like your seed.
I agree.
That's right. Yeah. Did it snow a lot, or did you just get a little snow, like a dusting, or did you get some?
No, it's a good couple inches. It's a good couple inches, and it looks fucking shit out there. Yesterday, I was wearing a t-shirt outside. and now it's fucking freezing. What the hell?
Yeah, it was clammy today. We had winds like the Santa Anas, like desert winds blowing through Beijing. But the day before, it was like frigid winds, so kind of trippy.
Right now, I'm looking at the chart, and Mars and Mercury are going to rise again and make a huge wind again. I know it. Just like last time we were talking, that's what happened.
Yeah.
I was going to make an astrology video because, you know, Robert Flood, he's another old book writer guy. I mean, I don't even know how old his book is. Maybe hundreds of years. He figured out like astrology aspects that make certain weather. So I've been trying to make some videos for that, but I'm slow.
Yeah, I'm looking at the forecast right now, and it's going to be dropping to 0 degrees Celsius tonight, and it's going to be getting increasingly colder. Yeah, and it'll be -4 over the weekend. So, yeah, we got a cold spell coming in, too.
Ew. Well, we might get that after you then.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, for specific locations, obviously some places it's not cold. So, like, that astrology guy, he's figured out all these things anyway. It's really cool. And I wanted to make a video because like you can predict weather that way. Astrometeorology. Like I need something else to do, right?
Right.
So Frank, Mary, I'm gonna drop out now.
Okay.
If you find anything interesting in my charts, get back to me, Mary.
Yeah, I will. I'll write you on there. Okay, I got to do some chores too, so we should all say goodbye.
I gotcha. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Good looking out. Thanks for showing up, Hank. Good to see you, man. I appreciate you being on board.
Yep.
Happy birthday, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he said his birthday is the 14th of December, right?
Yeah.
I believe that's what he said. That's interesting because Voy was up here the other day, and his is the 14th of September.
Oh.
So Hank is what did he say? Sun in Sagittarius?
Yeah.
Did he mention?
He sent his chart. I didn't see it yet. Or he tried to add, I think he tried to
no worries. No worries, yeah. I'll learn everybody slowly but surely. So it's morning time for you. You getting busy hanging out with the animals and feeding the chickens and
Yeah, I did all that. Now I just sort of sitting there watching to see how they react to all the snow because the pigs have never seen the snow. Oh, okay.
Chickens will get out in the snow, won't they? A little bit.
Oh yeah, they come out. Yeah. Yeah. Once I had chickens in the city, and some dickweed neighbor thought that I was being cruel to them, like making them walk around in the snow, and so he called what's it called? Animal control. And the animal control people came, and they were like, we can't really do anything anyway because chickens aren't domestic animals. So
right.
That's when I learned that. I was like, holy shit. So I could, and she's like, no, we don't have any rules about them.
Yeah,
Which
you
is
can
really
literally, you can literally kill and eat them, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You can't do that with your dog or your cat, or at least you're not supposed to.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, not in this country anyway. Not supposed to, but now with immigrants, you never know.
Think about some interesting, creepy Halloween stuff, fun stuff, spooky stuff. When I got out of work today, the sun was going down, so it was sunset, and it looked really beautiful in orange and like red. And so I was looking to the west, and I noticed there was a haunted house right next to like an abandoned mansion, right on the other side of the wall of like our employee parking lot. So that was like my first like Halloween experience. Well, today anyway. And I thought, I'm going to go look at that abandoned mansion and see what's going on with that. That'll be fun. And then right after that, when I drove back to the apartment, I parked my car. As soon as I got out of my car, a full jet black cat walked right in front of me across my path, and it stopped and it kind of meowed at me and stuff. And I bent down and checked it, and it was pitch black all the way through, tail, everything. No discolorations. It was a pure black cat. I mean, it might have had one white hair on it somewhere, but I didn't see any. None under its chest or nothing.
Creepy. The black is coming for us.
Yeah, so that was cool. I thought, that's very Halloween-y. I like that. Maybe. And I looked up in the sky. I was looking for a witch riding by on her broomstick,
Scorpio, yeah. Whenever I think of Halloween, I just think Scorpio. That's what Scorpio people are like. That's what Scorpio time of the year is like. The dark is taking over.
And the death card, the death of everything. All the leaves are falling, and
that's why Scorpios can see in the dark. Like there's so many astrologers, if you look it up, that you'll see they've written articles with that wording, just worded differently, but basically like X-ray vision or seeing in the dark or seeing it underwater or deep cave diving and all these references to seeing things where other people don't ever even look.
Would that place Scorpio below the line of the horizon? If Pisces would be below the line of the horizon at the spring equinox, right? And then Aries just above the cross. And would that be Scorpio and in that position on the other side? I can't think of it.
If you're doing the yearly wheel,
Yeah.
then you can see it like Aries going up, rising, right? And then Taurus and then Gemini and Cancer would be at the top, like so. But that's not how we do the houses in astrology, so it's confusing for people, I think.
Right, it's backwards for the houses,
Yeah.
right? It's
Well, it's not really
counterclockwise.
backwards. It's not really backwards, but like think of it like the reason it's first house is because that's the first house to rise.
Okay.
So-
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So if you have
And then
Aries
second
there,
house to rise. So it's more of a progression cycle.
it's a clock. Yeah, like ticking along.
Yeah, like if you were turning the wheel as it rose.
Exactly. Yeah.
I got you. I'm learning slowly but surely, one step at a
He
time.
has Hank is Sagittarius, Mars in Sagittarius, Mercury in Sagittarius, right with Mars like it is right now. So that's cool. He's having his Mercury and Mars return right now because they're together, and that's what he had when he was born. And then he has Venus in Scorpio. And where's his moon? Oh, he has moon in Aries, 0 degrees. Cool.
Okay,
he's a
so it would put all of those things below the horizon as they rise, and then it would be Scorpio. Yeah, it would be towards the. Yeah, I see it. So the divide would be along Libra Virgo, right? Or Virgo Libra rather.
for the like the equator, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
So always on the left, the ascendant is Arise, Aries. Just Aries spelt differently. Aries, Arise. Where everything rises from the east up into the sky if you're looking south. And then it gets to the middle of the sky, which is the MC, and then it descends to the right, to the DC, which is the descendant. The AC stands for ascendant or rising sign, because that's a sign that was rising.
Yeah.
So for Hank, it was Leo rising, which means he has a very strong sun, Sagittarius. In fifth house in this chart, this is like a Placidus chart. Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sag. Oh, it's also fifth in equal house. So actually, is this the equal house? No, I don't think so. Is it? Maybe.
So of his three primaries, two are fire, right? Sagittarius and Leo.
Oh, 3, yeah, and moon in Aries, yeah. So he has all the fire, and so his
moon
sun is
in
very.
Aries. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, and his
Yeah,
sun
so-
is by itself. So he said, he likes to just go off on his own, and not.
Yeah,
be in
yeah.
these groups. That's very.
He's like a perfect fire triangulation. So he's like a perfect king of wands.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, that's all the
Yeah,
fire.
very cool.
Top 3 is all fire.
Yeah, it's mutable, fixed, and cardinal. That's nice.
Frank, what's your
So-
rising?
Which is which? Yeah. You don't know it right off, do you? Huh?
I don't remember yours. No, because it's right on the cusp, and I was like, "Is your time right?"
Right. Yeah. So.
Oh,
if
it's
the
Cancer
time is
29.
right-
Cancer
Yeah,
29.
That's right. You remember now. Yeah, it's Cancer. So I'm also like all of the 3 water signs in my 3 primaries.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, very cool. So like a pure representation of the water element, whereas he's fire. Very cool.
Totally, dude.
But let's see. So Aries is cardinal, right?
Mhm.
And then Sagittarius is mutable.
Yep.
Is that right? Yeah, mutable. And then Leo's the fixed one.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you taught me all this yesterday, but just hearing it and learning it in a single day is not going to make it sink in. It's going to take some time.
Oh yeah. No. You know it already. You're just going, oh yeah, I knew that.
Right.
Like Scorpio right now. Scorpio is a great time to start everything. Really, it's the death. It's a good time to start, especially for somebody who has Scorpio, like us,
Okay. Yeah,
because you're
that's
looking
good.
outside, and all the green leaves have fallen now.
Yeah, I'm right at the cusp of my learning.
And there's nothing. Once it's cold out, what do you do? Right? We go inner more because it's so cold out.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I started reading again. I think it's fun to read books online during the winter and do a little bit of that, and then a little bit of fellowship and learning from each other. It's good
Definitely.
fun.
I don't want you to use up your hours now.
Yeah, no, we should kind of probably close the shop down for tonight. It's been a bit of a show. Thank you for coming on. Do you have any parting words to everybody out in Happy Land? What would you tell them? And
No, you
should
do
I?
your prayer. I love your prayer thing that you do.
Okay, I can
Just
blurb your channel too. What is your channel
no,
name?
no.
Oh,
People can
no?
find me.
All
People
right.
can join your Discord and find me if they want. And it's
All
easy.
righty
It's the
then.
same as my name on here. So.
Well, I cherish my time with you, and I appreciate you coming by. And thank you so much, Mary. Have a blessed day.
You too. And night. Okay. Yes. Now do your prayer. I'm going to mute myself. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, guys. So yeah, we'll finish off the show here. I do actually like to play a bit of music, so I will I will throw on a song from Dweller of the Dark, and then I will do my prayer. That'll give me a moment to sit and bask in the reverence of horror music that our young creators over there creating. And so definitely check him out, guys, if you get a chance. I'm gonna play "Devil Can't Help the Dead" or "God Can't Help the Dead," rather, which I don't believe is actually true. Of course, I do think that there is salvation for the dead in the reincarnation of their descendants, right? So we're all not only living among the dead, we are somehow the reincarnated dead, right? The dead reborn, as it were. Let me see here. Which song is it? Okay, this one. I will play this song and I'll be back in 2 minutes and 2 seconds.
Eagles flying high, cats on the prowl, devils in your bed, their whispers so loud, witches on my heels, so they'll steal, running in the dark, truth they conceal, blood on the walls, splattering a sink. God can't help the dead, no time to think. Hounds howl at night, shadows in the light, fear in every breath, eyes wide with fright. Cards dealt by fate, no way to escape. Threads getting tight, can't see the daylight. Blood on the walls, splattering a sink. God can't help the dead, no time to think. Cards dealt by fate, no way to escape. Threads getting tight, can't see the daylight. Blood on the walls, splattering a sink. God can't help the dead, no time to think.
All right. That was God Can't Help the Dead from Dweller of the Dark here on YouTube. So definitely check him out, guys. I put the address there up on the screen. You can check it out. Drop by, say hi. Tell him Frank Monday from FM Radio sent you. Grand Wizard of the Esoteric Order of Dagon. Make sure you guys hit the like button, guys. Keep them barking like Pavlov's dog. Subscribe to the channel. If it was your first time, don't let it be your last time. Check back often. All are welcome. Wizard, warrior, wanderer, wayfarer, and wildcat alike, wherever you are, whoever you are, and whenever you receive this transmission, keep doing good magic. I will sign off with the invocation of total integration. And before I do that, I want to thank everybody who stopped by tonight. I will put links to their YouTube channel in the description box. So Gabe, NPC the Game, Hank Oflamia, and Miss Mary Moon all stopped by to say hello. So definitely check out their channels, guys. And tell them Frank Monday sent you. I like to hear it. It puts the lead in the pencil, pep in the step, all that happy horse shit. And with no further ado, heaven and earth are the spontaneous manifestations of the subtle, wondrous universal law. As the original oneness expresses itself, gross and subtle energies become distinctly divided. My bodily cave is brightly illuminated by the mysterious light from the three sources, my three Dantian bridge points leading to immortality. The powerful spirits of the 8 directions conjoin our being with the true origin of life. By the absolute order of the divine Ling Bao in the highest 9th heaven, send the positive energies of Qianluo, Dana, Dunkan, and Taishuan to destroy our spiritual obstacles and debilitate any evil influence. This order is given by the highest sovereignty. It is a jade oracle from the subtle origin. I invoke with strong sincerity to drive away the demons and evils and lengthen my healthy years. The attained spirits respond. The evil demon king Mo Wong is chained to stand as our guard and servant. The powerful atmosphere has been generated, dispersing all negativity. The Chi of Tao is everlasting. So it is commanded and confirmed. So mote it be. Amen. Remember, O neophyte, goodness alone is power, silence is strength. Will regaineth omnipotence, and love lieth at the foundation. For love is the law, love under will, and do what thou wilt is the whole of the law. Until next time, Wayfarer, keep doing good magic. Carpe diem, ad astra per aspera. I will see you in the abodes of the future. Bye for now.